Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing great. Hey, Avalee. How are you? Let's make sure we got the chat. Let's hit the live button. There we go. We are live. Happy Wednesday. We'll wait till everybody get their notification. Adrian, how are you? Oh, I cut my paper. I need to get a clean piece, but why get a clean piece? This one's working and it makes me happy. Put all of my art from the last couple of weeks on here. It's fun. Love with grace, trust, honesty. Welcome to Create Joy Studio. Then some other little notes. A flower stamped out. Yeah, why? Eddie, what's up? We're going to start out with watercolor. I'm going to start out watercoloring and then I'm going to start out with watercolor. That's what I'm going to say. And then we'll go from there as things progress. How about that? Now, I could have left the light on so that way it wouldn't have all the shadow. But I kind of like the shadow. It looks like I got a little assistant working with me. But, yes. Hey, so we got, hey, Julie Parker. Zal, how are you? Because here's the reason why I was thinking about it. Because I was sitting on the porch and I was eating my lunch that Mr. McCoy so graciously went and picked up for me. And I know he was probably surprised that I was sitting outside because, the devil himself was on the porch with me because it's so daggum hot. But I needed to appreciate some things that I have in my life. And sitting outside in that heat made me appreciate it real quick. I stayed out there for about maybe 15 minutes, long enough for me to eat. And I was drinking my water. That was really why I went out there, so I could really drink my whole thing full of water. And if I'm in the studio, it's cold because it's 66 degrees in the studio, right? So that way I don't drink water. I usually have coffee. So I started out different. And as I was sitting on the porch, I was reminded that when I was a little girl, I didn't have air conditioning. And this is how it used to be. My aunts, my grandmas, or whatever, they used to be on the porch with their fans and they were fanning, the mosquitoes, the flies, or whatever. They were fanning the heat because there was no air. They were fanning. But we had good conversation. It was good times. And I learned a lot sitting on the porch conversations. And I love my porch. So as I was sitting out there, I wasn't hot. I was very, very surprised. I wasn't hot. But I was very appreciative that I had a choice. I could come inside and be in the air condition, or I could stay out there in the heat. And I chose to stay out there and eat my lunch in the heat. So just want to share that with you. All right, so we got Julie Parker, we got Zal, we got Avalee, we got Eddie, we got Cookie Wookie. Hi, Vanessa. I think I got everybody. Avalee, yep. Everybody that's in the chat that has said hello in the chat. So if you want to say hello, say hello. If you don't, it's okay. It's okay. I know if you're new here, you're probably trying to figure me out. Like who this chick is. Like what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. And if you have not subscribed, don't worry. If you're new to the channel, don't worry about subscribing. Now, here's the thing. My analytics are telling me that there are return viewers every time, either on Team Replay or here in the live, but you're not subscribed. Now, because you keep hanging out with us, I would just like to give you a personal invitation to subscribe to the channel because you keep coming back. The analytics says so. I don't know who you are. You know who you are. So hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, so that way when I do go live, you'll be notified. Hopefully if YouTube is still doing their job. All right, let's get some water. We got our green water because we're going to use green. Is water in there? Oh, I don't want. Oh, that's some pretty. Look at that. See, I told y'all I keep my water. Look at that. That's some blue. Oh, man. I'm going to keep that up here. I might use that. Might. That's some dirty water. We're going to put some more clean in it. So how's everybody doing today? How you doing? How you doing? No, I think that's good and dirty. Let's stir it up a little bit and see. Yeah, that's good and dirty. Look at that. That's from the water. But we're not going to worry about it. We're going to use it. Not going to worry about it. Nope, sure ain't. Let me swig it up a little bit more. See. Yeah, that's dirty, dirty. I keep it. I don't throw it away. All right, let's get us some clean water. So when you're water painting, watercoloring, have you some clean water. Why? So you can clean your brushes. You want your brushes to be clean from the last color you use, unless you like that kind of thing. And I sometimes like that kind of thing. I don't have to be clean all the time. So today, y'all, we're going to be talking about protecting your peace with healthy boundaries. You know, we've been talking about that. We kind of spent a lot of time talking about that in July. Oh, darn. Well, this one, the jar muster was dirty. Good gracious alive. Karen, is anything clean? Is there anything too hard for, look, that's dirty. Jeez. All right, let's swig and clean that out. Put that in there. Swig. This probably tells y'all I haven't cleaned my jars since watercolor month. That's what this tells you. I was on the soccer field with my grandson for 2 hours today. Oh my goodness. And I got kicked. And I kicked. Oh, nice. I read that kind of wrong there for a minute. I had to get it right. It's like, here's the thing. It's hot outside. And after I finished with PMR the studio yesterday, I got me a little lunch. And then I went outside to take the dog out, to take Brandy out for a stroll. And I ended up on the lawnmower because the sun wasn't out anymore. It was nice. It was really nice. So I mowed half of Joshua's meadow, half of it. So that was fine. I'm not that bougie. And when it's hot, it's just hot. You know, you just kind of have to stay outside. I'm a bit, look, I read that wrong too. I'm a bit headachy today. Okay, well let me see if I can give you something to look at, Julie Parker, that'll make your head feel better. Okay, I'm gonna slap some paint down on this paper. We're gonna make it better because we create joy in the studio, and we're over here. You know, we like to slap paint on paper so that we can heal one brush stroke at a time. And today we're actually going to be doing that. So welcome everybody to Create Joy Studio. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about something that it sounds simple, but it can completely, totally around your whole world being. It can change your life. It can change the way you live, the way you interact with people, the way you kind of receive people in your space. And that's just healthy boundaries. Hi Mariah. I was playing in Adobe today and I thought about you. I thought about I was gonna call you. But then I said, nope, you gotta figure it out. Figure it out. Call Mariah when you just can't figure it out. Y'all know that's just me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I have a question. Do y'all have healthy boundaries in your life? Do you have healthy boundaries in your life? Because for me, my peace must be protected. And therefore, the way that I do that, I do it through clear choices and consistent boundaries. Now, that's only something that I've been doing in the last couple of years. Definitely. It's not something that I did totally in my life as a whole. I wish I did. I would have saved myself a lot of drama. I would have saved myself a lot of heartache and pain. It would have been. But you learn better and you do better, right? That's just how it is. So peace must be there if it's something you want. Now, some people don't want peace. And I'm not going to even say I don't understand why, because I do. Some people just don't. They don't know that there's this thing called peace and you can live in it. Because remember, I told you guys that even in my own life, I had to realize that I had a lot of chaos going on, and chaos was fine. I didn't really understand why, um, what was the problem. But then when you finally settle down in your life and you really, really settle down, because life served me something, and I really needed to hone in on what my joy looked like because I had lost it, or at least my version of what I thought it was. Because and that's how it really got started. Peace, my peace, and so therefore I protect my peace with clear choices and consistent, constantly checking how consistent my boundaries are, and you have to know what works for you. So you have to know: do you want boundaries? Do you like boundaries? Do you even know what boundaries are? You know, but you got to know what works for you, not what works for your family, not what works for what's comfortable for everybody else, not what makes you look like a good person, not what keeps people from getting upset with you, because we try to be people pleasers around here. Don't do that, right? But what makes you happy? What looks good for you, right? That kind of went the wrong way. It can be top or bottom there. Let's put something on the side there. Make it look like it's going because it's supposed to be that way, that way. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's keep going. Um, because I remember when I was young, and adults would say something to the fact of, you're getting on my nerves. You're getting on my last nerve. And I never really, I grew up and I started saying the same thing, but I never really understood, like, your last nerve, like how many nerves you got? Like, we got a lot of nerves, right? And so therefore, I was just like, wait a minute. So now that I'm over here protecting my peace with healthy boundaries, I had to ask the question, what works for me, right? Because if you do not know what brings you peace, you don't know what drains you, what overwhelms you, you don't even know what you can tolerate in life, right? And what you are no longer willing to kind of tolerate with either. Like you draw the when you were little, you drew a line in the sand and say, hey, don't come across this line or else I'm gonna bop you, right? And and that is where sometimes we just kind of we fail miserably. For number one, we think about when we put these boundaries up, we think of them as a punishment, but boundaries are not a punishment. Boundaries are protection. A boundary is not you trying to control another grown person. A boundary is saying, I know myself well enough to know what I need in order to remain emotionally healthy, spiritually grounded, and at peace. That's what my boundaries say. Now, I want you to think about, what does your boundary say? Like, do they talk? Do your boundaries talk? Do they talk to you? I hope they do, because mine tell me, hey, we not dealing with this crap today. Or they tell me, like, hey, you don't have room for this negative energy today, right? Because in that, I want to remain emotionally healthy, spiritually grounded, and I want to remain at peace. So if I have something that's taken away from my peace, then I have to kind of back away. That means I don't have to answer the phone. I put my phone on do not disturb. It means that I stop explaining myself over and over again for stuff that I've already set a boundary for, right? It may even mean you stop volunteering for things that maybe you just shouldn't even be doing because it makes you totally exhausted. Me, I don't volunteer for nothing anymore unless I want to. Well, that was a lot. Let's put some more water on that and let that go. Hey, Rosemary, are we bending that knee? What's our range of motion? Hey, Marcy. So, sitting on the porch when it's 99 degrees outside, it actually gave me some joy today. It did, right? And I didn't stress about it. I just, sat there And I asked myself, is this healthy? And then I was just like, hey, I'm sitting here. I have a fan on the porch that was kind of blowing some more hot air. I didn't let it really, really bother me, but I concentrated on what I was doing because that's part of my peace and keeping me grounded, right? So sometimes protecting your peace just really truthfully means making a choice that it's going to bother somebody else. They're not going to like it, and it's okay. Let them not like it. We don't care. Because here is something that it took me a minute to understand. If every decision that I make requires everybody around me to approve of it, then I am really not making my own decisions. Everybody else is making my decisions, right? Even in business, it's like if you get in business, you still have to ask questions. You have to make sure that you're being grounded and rooted in what you're doing. It shouldn't overwhelm you. Yesterday, when P was making her suggestions and her offerings and things, the look that was on Mariah's face was priceless. It's just like I could go back and look at that look over and over again. I was like, well, I guess that's a no. With if no had a look yesterday with Pia Marty Studio, over at Pia Marty Studio Live with Mariah looking, if yes had a no, had a face, it was yesterday with Mariah's face. P was like, well, what do you mean? It was funny. It was very much so funny, right? So when you think about that, when you think about the decisions that we make, um, if every decision requires everybody else around you to approve of it, you're not making a decision for yourself, right? You're not. So I'm not asking for permission to be at peace, and I'm not asking for permission for people um, to approve of my boundaries either. That's another thing. I put my boundaries up, and I really want to say that I really walked into boundary land. Let's call it that way. Probably 2 years ago. And so I've been walking forward, putting these boundaries up, and I started putting them up more so for me and my protection, right? Asking myself, hey, do you like pizza? That was the first one. I stopped having the grandkids every summer, and I started really just like, no, I need to take care of me. I need to really enjoy being here on the ranch because we had just moved from Colorado to where I would get the grandkids every summer, right? And so that year, life after death, I needed to check in with Karen. Karen, what are you doing? Karen, what do you want? Right? And I couldn't, it wasn't working for me because I was used to doing what everybody else wanted first, right? And so that's why it's like, no, I'm not taking the kids this summer. I need to decide if I like pizza. And so that became the thing. You need to decide if you like pizza. Yeah, because when you get kids, first thing they want spaghetti or pizza. Now it's macaroni and cheese. So I was cool with that one. But sometimes sometimes you just literally have to pause and say, oh, this works for me or it doesn't work for me. I can do this or I can't do this. I'm available for this or I'm no longer available for that. You can keep that. I don't want to do it. Right. And you do not have to say it with anger. That was the other thing. It was like, Karen, it's okay to just say no without a little funky attitude. Right. And you don't have to make a speech either. Don't worry about making a speech because they're gonna not like what you do anyway. Sometimes people just don't, they want you to be there for them. And this is not for everybody. Some people genuinely want you around. Some people need you to be around. But you need to separate. You need to put a boundary up for those that are using you and those that just want you to do the thing because, right? So that's why I was like, no, that doesn't work for me. That's why I'm listening to P. Every time P say no, I'm just like, no, no. Like, okay, and it's no. And drop it. There's nothing else that needs to come after it. No explanation. And then you let the sentence stand because a boundary you continually abandon is kind of not really protecting you. So if you said no to something and then you come back and you hone in and you're just like, well, yeah, then it's not a boundary, right? We are talking about consistent, every day, every year, every month boundaries that you put in place. And if something disturbs your peace on Monday, You cannot keep accepting it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And not even on Friday. You know why? Because they're going to wonder why you're going to wonder, or they might wonder why you snapping, or why are you so emotionally unavailable. And it's because you gave in to something on Monday that you set a boundary for, right? Now me, I'm learning. I'm still learning. So y'all, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm really talking to me. Okay. But if y'all know, if you come over here at Create Joy Studio and something happens to resonate with you, then great and wonderful. I'm happy you can take a peek into my life, because at some point you have to become consistent with yourself. And that's what I had to tell myself. And that takes self-trust. It takes courage, takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to tell somebody that you would normally tell yes, and then you turn around and have to tell them no. It takes courage. It takes knowing who you are, really knowing who you are, knowing what you really want. Like, what do you want in your art? If I came on here every Monday and Wednesday and I was quiet, didn't say anything, just every day, it really would be very interesting to see how many people stay. But I've learned from my analytics that people come to hear and see, right? To hear and see. Now that works out for both of us, because consistency in my lives, on my Mondays and Wednesday lives, really taught me how to set consistent boundaries. You know why? Because before I started doing consistently Mondays and Wednesdays, I was just willy-nilly popping in. And then people would ask the question, well, Karen, when are you going to be on next? And my answer will be like, I don't know, right? I didn't know. So after, I think it was 2024, I said, y'all, I am going to try to commit to a schedule. So I had to go and I had to ask myself a question. Well, Karen, what do you like on YouTube? What do you watch on what days on YouTube? And maybe you can kind of hone in on that. So I had PMR the Studio that I watch. I had Mindless Crafting that I watch in the daytime, because I knew I wanted it to be in the daytime. And so I looked at the schedules on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I was like, well, PMR Studios is not on Mondays and Wednesdays. Well, they're on Mondays in the morning, right? It's like, okay, Mindless Crafting is on Wednesday. So that's what I did to hone in on how I came about doing Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Because it was a time that I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't watching anyone else, right? So when we're talking about consistent boundaries, you have to ask yourself, what brings you peace Monday through Sunday, right? And then at some point, you have to become consistent with doing that very thing. And so that's exactly how I got on this boundaries, consistency, doing this thing. This is how it worked out, y'all. This is it. It really, I say now this is it, but it took a whole lot of courage to hone in on a time. Because then I felt like, okay, well, if I don't go on in the evening, I'm going to miss people. Like, so then I was wrestling through my head. And then I was like, well, Karen, you're going to have to make a decision for you. There's this thing called replay. So the people that can't get you live, then they can get you when they can get you on Team Replay. It wasn't Team Replay for me then. It was just they can watch it after it's, rendered. So I was like, well, okay then. So next thing you know, we entered in 2025 with a schedule. And here we are in 2026, and I'm still on that schedule. So that right there in itself showed me that I can set healthy boundaries. So if I can set healthy boundaries for myself, with myself, by myself, then I can set boundaries in my life that center around people who I didn't no longer want to be yanked around by, or I no longer want to be in relationship with. Hence, as this year, we decided we're going to put fire on the fence. When somebody has ticked you off, pissed you off, and they just disrespect the boundaries and they just don't care, we put fire on the fence. So that means when they come and try to touch us or try to come in our space, they get a little electricity, get a jolt. which means that's when the funky attitude comes out, right? So it worked out. And so that's how, but it takes courage. And that's what I mean when I said earlier by, setting healthy boundaries. It takes courage. It does take courage. When you love people and you really do love some of the people that are in your life, but they're just toxic, right? So, but you've decided that you don't want that toxicity in your life any longer because you've experienced peace, right? So it takes understanding that your emotional wellness matters more than what they think or what they want. So while we continue to, do our crafting, our creativity, we have to ask the question. We have to ask ourselves a question. What actually works for me in this season of my life? Right? I think that was one of the best questions I could have ever journaled in my journal was, what do you like? What do you want? What's going on in your life right now? Right? What kind of conversations work for you? Who are the people? Who are your people, Karen? What kind of relationships are working for you? Like you have all these things that are in your life. What pace works for you? Right? Y'all know I started out when we was trying to make sure we got all the things we needed to be monetized. I would do a ride out. Like we'd be on here. I think my longest live is 5.5 hours. I might be wrong, but that was that then. I mean, when I feel like it, I do it. But it's the pace that was working for me. And if people showed up, then that made it even better. Then we were over here just, yapping and creating and just doing all the doggone things. And then we started gel printing, and that really, I can gel print. I can gel print all day. Well, I do gel print, as a matter of fact, all day, sometimes every day. And the only thing is missing is the camera being on. So I said to myself, well, Karen, not they raising these watch hours, you might want to go on and cut the camera on, do some recording, put some soft music to it, and just put it out there and let the people see what you're doing when you're not live, when you're not talking, when you are re-energizing yourself. Because I do have to re-energize myself, right? So what have you been tolerating in your life? That's another question that I ask myself. What have you been tolerating that you already know does not work for you anymore? That was a big one. That one hit home a lot. Cause like I told y'all with the dogs. What color is that? Oh, this one. I told Mr. McCoy I quit. I wasn't dealing with the dogs no more. And that was a boundary I was putting up because I wanted to give more time to my art. I didn't want to have to think about doing this or that. I only wanted to think about what was making me happy and what was bringing me peace. Now, don't get me wrong, my dogs do bring me peace. However, what was really, really, really making me sit down and think about what I want to do next, it was what I'm doing now. That's why I decided to start out with slapping paint on paper today, because my emotional wellness was now honing in to say, you know, painting is really making you happy. Painting is really, really, really giving you joy. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's like you really need to put more time in your day for it, right? And then it gave me a whole thing where I went on down this journey of emotional wellness. Just like, oh man, yeah. So you have to ask yourself the hard question. You know why? Because your piece matters. My piece matters. So I grab my watercolors, I do my mixed media, I make junk journals, and and I'll have a cup of coffee, and sometimes all those things cross my desk in one day, because creating and growing and hanging out with me is a number one for my life, right? So when you set healthy boundaries for yourself, you do the one thing that is, I say, is a must. You protect your peace. You protect your peace. So clear choices lead to consistent boundaries, which then helps you have no guilt about them boundaries, right? All right, so let me pause here and say welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we slap paint on paper so that we can heal one brush stroke at a time. And I saw some new people came in. I got Rosemary. Hey, Judy G, how are you? Hey, Allie K. I think that's the only one I missed. I missed some chats though. Oh no, I missed Alicia. How are you? You staying warm? Not warm, cool. Okay, healthy balances. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna get through with this because we're pulling the gel plate out. We're only doing watercolor for the first hour, and then we're gel printing for the last. That's what I said. Remember, I said I had to have clear choices. Now remember, I also said that I might back out of it. But so far, so good. So far, so good. It's working for me, y'all. It's working. So, and I hope Adrian is happy with all that Team Orange that went down on that paper because them flowers. Team Orange has been showing out over here in the studio. I think orange and blue. No, not orange and blue. Orange and what color? I have to show y'all. I got to pull out some things because some colors. That was the other thing that I worked through one day, literally here on the live when I was just not feeling 100%. And I was, red iron oxide was like making me happy. And it's just like, oh my goodness, this is just fun. But it also let me know that color was also a representative of my boundaries as well, right? So when we're talking about peace, and I'm not talking about the kind of peace that is good for a good quote. Not that, not that, right? Not the kind of peace that we talk about while we're continuing to tolerate the very thing that keeps disturbing us. Not talking about that kind of peace. I'm talking about the kind of peace that requires you to make a decision. I'm talking about a kind of peace that just tells you that you really, 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 really got to put your foot down and say no, no mas, just no. And I'm telling y'all now. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm really talking to myself. I have to tell myself this pretty much every morning. If no needs to come out, you need to say no to the first three things that happen in the morning. I saw this on a show, and I was just like, hey, I might need to do that. Might need to adopt that. So if somebody call, the answer is going to be no. The first three people that call, however it is, whatever it is. So the first thing I say is no to my phone. And so that the first person that I'm telling no is myself. Like literally. No, don't pick up the phone. Get up. Say prayer. Do whatever you're gonna do. Scream, yell at God, whatever mood you're in, at the moment. Because y'all know this month it's August, and me and Buddy he probably like, oh, she in that mood again. I'm just like, glad you know, right? But that's just me being honest with sometimes me and God don't always see eye to eye. And August is a time that just reminds me. Now I'll get through it, but right now I just have to be honest with myself. Eddie sent me this thing, and it was just like, oh, that thing spoke to me because Lord knows I sure get it. Because some people put all the things on you and just think if you say something wrong, if you say something contrary to what you've been taught, and I used to be that way. It's like, oh, that's blasphemy. And I was like, what the hell does blasphemy really look like? What is blasphemy? Let's talk about it. And then I have to go back to the book of Deuteronomy and let's talk about it. And I was just like, yeah, that wasn't blasphemy. That's part of my peace. Is people telling the truth. That's part of my peace. Not walking out here telling people that they died and going to hell because of their living their life. I'm talking about that kind of peace that requires you to make a decision to tell people that they're wrong. Because here is what I have learned in this journey of the last, let's say 6 years. Let me see how many we got, because we got to put some leaves on these puppies. So let's stop. All right. I've learned that I have to protect my own self. I have to protect my peace. I have to protect who I am in what I've learned and all the things. And sometimes people just say some stuff to just to hear themselves talk. Hell, sometimes I say stuff in the mirror just to hear me talk. But when it comes out, my prayer is, God, don't let me lead anybody down a wrong path. At the end of the day, I want you to always question what I say. What does it look like for you in your life? Right? Just because me and God have this little conversation over here, that doesn't mean you and him got to have it. That might not be where y'all are. My faith with God is tried and true. And when I say tried and true, I done said it so many times, and I'm not just saying it to say oh, he's not going to just take me away from here. He probably knows right now if he took me away from here, he'd be just making me the happiest woman in the world. Because then I won't have to wake up every morning with all the daggone pain and try and figure out how we going to live this life today, God. Right? But that's just me being honest with me. That might not be your journey. So don't, I'm not telling you to come go over there and go out the door and tell God he, whatever you want to say. I'm not saying that unless that's what you're thinking. Because at the end of the day, he already knows your thoughts before you even knew. So ain't no sense in me lying about it, right? That's my encouragement to you. However you want to live your life, live your life. Okay? Don't worry about what people say. People go talk. It don't worry about it. Don't worry. That's my whole point. Don't worry about it, right? You have to protect your peace and you have to protect you. And sometimes protecting your peace means making choices that other people just will not understand. And that's okay. You hear me? You hear what I say? That's okay. Sometimes it just means, I really don't think that's for me. Some of the things I say, I really don't think that's for me. And I'm not going to get mad. Like you can even put it on leave it in the comment. Be like, girl, I don't even believe that. Be like, okay. But I'm not here to tell you to believe it. I'm not even here to sell you on any kind of belief system. But what I do want you to do is to know that you have to set healthy boundaries so that you can have peace, so that you can decide whether it is for you or whether it isn't. But if you have not done the work to know, then you wouldn't even be able to know. Somebody can sell you some land and then it could sink. It could be on some swamp, right? Be like, no, I don't believe that. I don't have to go to church and listen to what the preacher has to say about God. I know him for myself. That's what I mean. So therefore, when you're trying to hone in on your peace, and then you're sitting up there and you're asking yourself, it's just like, okay, well, is this working for me today? Right? And you have to really, 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 really ask yourself that question. Be like, wait, is this working for me today? Okay, I'm at work. You at work. And like Eddie had said, was it yesterday on his lives, talking about you know, being working in the industry, sales industry. If you've never had a job working in the sales industry, uh, first of all, I'm gonna be like, I'm happy for you. But I think the sales industry, the restaurant industry, hospitalities, those kind of places have to deal with a lot of crap from people, right? So when you go to work, and my daughter, she's in hospitality. When you go to work and you got to deal with a disgruntled uh, customer, you have to know for number one what you're going to deal with. Like, you're not going to deal with rudeness. Like, we're not going to deal with rudeness. And I usually, because I used to be a manager, and I used to tell the customer, it'd be like, okay, I'm here for you. What can I do for you? How can I help you? And if they came, if they want to be rude and all the things and all, like Eddie said yesterday, tell me how to do my job, then I'm kind of like not going to really probably give you what you want, right? We probably going to stand there and I'm going to do a lot of looking because y'all know I try not to say too much because then the next thing they're going to do is label me as the angry black woman. So I try to do a lot of listening. I tried to do a lot of listening. I only think I went off on 2 customers in my whole time of doing retail. Only two. Only two. And they were well deserved. And I was ready to be fired both times. But I had witnesses. But sometimes it means that you just have to say no to bad behavior. Sometimes it means changing how you are available to rude people, right? Sometimes it just means ending the conversation with the person because they're just rude, right? You don't have to keep explaining your job. I'm not gonna keep explaining my job to you because you're rude and you're upset and all that, right? Sometimes it means I'm gonna love me more than I'm gonna love this job. So right about now, I'm finna get ready to give you about 10 minutes of funk. And that means you finna get all of it and you call me what you want. Just put miss in front of it, right? But at the end of the day, like he was saying, rude people, they just drain me. I have limits on communicating with rude people. And I have learned to stop feeling guilty about family members who show up and they're rude, right? Because why? I'm choosing peace. My emotional well being is at stake. Because some days I feel like today is the day that, some days, not every day, not all days. Some days I feel like, oh Lord, this is going to be the day that Mr. McCoy is going to have to go and take me and commit me somewhere because I just can't do it no more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Right? And so when you're down when you're living that kind of life, you just don't have time to deal with people and their rudeness. And I don't have time for people to tell me how to live my life. I've lived a life where stuff hurts. I know what it's like to stand by caskets and say goodbye to not one but two children. So the last thing I want to hear is somebody telling me how to grieve, how to live my life. If slapping paint on paper saves my journey, saves my sanity, then hell, I'm going to slap paint on paper every freaking day. You don't like it? Keep moving. Never come to my house. It's okay. Well, Karen always painting. And it's like coffee. You better be glad I'm doing it because I'm saving somebody. But the most important thing, y'all, I'm saving my own sanity, right? What is your peace costing you right now? Think about that. What are you tolerating because you do not want somebody to upset you? I don't care no more. Get upset. Are you avoiding hard conversations? And your peace is the one that is really, 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 really suffering? I think that is just sad. Now I know some of us are very non-confrontational. We don't even want to have to deal with what the fallout. That boundary needs to be set to a point because we don't have to put everybody like behind the fence. But there's just some people that just need to be behind the fence, y'all. Y'all know they need to be behind the fence. You thinking about them right now, and they ticked you off about 10, 15 minutes ago, or they ticked you off yesterday, and you still got to go to their house, or you still got to see them. It's just like, no, put a boundary up, give yourself a time limit. All right, I can't deal with this no more. It's time to go. Time to go, right? And then when they say, well, you don't hang out no more like you used to, be like, oh, well, it's okay. I got stuff to do, right? I got stuff to do. My thing is, oh, I got to live. I got to be live at such and such time. I always got to live. I got a class to teach. I'm going to get out. I don't want to deal with it. Because if you're not bringing me peace, I don't want you hanging around me. I do not. That's like sitting in a pile of poop and trying to tell me to enjoy it. No. I'm already sitting in a pile of poop in my grief life. I have to deal with that. I'm not going to be dealing with having relationships where people expect me to just really sit there and you just piss on me and keep telling me it's raining. You're out your rabbit mind. I am not. Get somebody else to do it. Somebody else might want to do it. They might have the need of satisfaction. I don't. I'm okay. I'm good. Okay. If a box comes in the mail, that's going to make me super duper happy. Don't want to. Be like, no, no, thank you. Right? And unfortunately, it's a lot of people that I've had to just separate from. Not permanently, y'all. Not permanently. But some people just they are behind the fence and I'm not ready for them to come forward anytime soon. And you know why? Because if the behavior doesn't change behavior. The behavior doesn't change, then they don't get access. They can't come in. They got to stay behind the fence. And I mean the fence with the fire. The people that can't come in the gate, they're the ones that they ignore the rules. I say don't come in my house telling me how to live my life. And they come in, you need to do this, you need to do that. Y'all know them kind of people, right? Oh, you didn't cook that right, or you didn't do that right, or you didn't paint that right, or you did this wrong, or you this, that. Oh, Lord. Girl, go somewhere and sit down. I did what I wanted to do. Maybe you should try it, right? Protecting your peace with healthy boundaries. That's what we're talking about today. It might not be for everybody. Some people, they do it so well. Some people do it real well. And some people just do it real wrong. So I want you to have healthy boundaries. Oh, that's a pretty green. Look at that. Healthy boundaries. Okay? Healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. Because when you have healthy boundaries, you get to make clear choices. And then when you end up somewhere, you know you're there because you either wanted to be or you figured out a plan of how you're going to be. That's how it's going to work, right? Because your peace requires clear choices. Just like all these pages, all these that I'm doing, each one of these has required one or two things from me. The paper required me to put paint on it, but not necessarily. I could have put markers on it, something else. The watercolors, the flowers, now that I've painted the flowers, they are requiring me to put stems on them. Maybe or maybe not. But because I am going to make the choices, because I have peace, because I'm painting, it requires clear choices, right? Now, hear me clearly. You cannot control everything that happens around you. So I'm not talking about trying to get your peace that and you're in the midst of a lot of people, right? You can't control what people say, you can't control how they behave. That's so you kind of have to put up a little bitty fence for yourself because you can't control everything around you, right? You can't. Sometimes I wish we could cut the volume down on people in public when they're rude or when they're, let me say it this way, when they're rude by my standards of being rude, because somebody might not think it rude. You know, that's what I learned. I learned about snarkiness. Some people like snarkiness. I found I have a limit of how far I'm going to go with the snarkiness. And then if it gets too far that I feel like it's out of control, then it's not that I won't listen or be a part of it. I just won't participate because then it means that it's kind of gone beyond my participation level, right? And I won't say a word. You'll probably never know when it happens because I just won't say anything. But if it's going to take away from my peace, and I've already decided some things I just don't want to get into my psyche, right? And some of us are waiting for people to change before we allow ourselves to have peace. I'm not waiting for people to change, okay? I'm not waiting for people to change. My peace does not depend on anybody or anybody's behavior. Surely don't. Surely don't. Right? The only person that matters for is with my peace is me, myself, and I. Because if people can change today and go right back to the same they can go right back to the same behavior tomorrow. So if I'm dependent on their peace for me, then they might do it to appease me today, and then tomorrow, they might show up, and and then they're right back to being the old funkiness that I don't like, or that I'm like, oh Lord, I got to sit up here and try to laugh through this. Y'all know the people that tell the funky jokes and you don't think ain't nothing funny about them. And so some of the jokes just they have like, oh my God, I cannot believe you said that out loud, right? And y'all know some people they like shows. Some of us don't like shows that your peace is important to you, right? You can handle them just for so long. And sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do is handle them for so long. But you cannot control what you choose. Listen, you cannot control what you choose, but you can control what you choose to participate in, right? That for me is my emotional maturity. That self-respect for myself, and those are the boundaries that I put up for me. Now, does it matter to anybody else? Maybe no, maybe no. I don't know. But if the question ever comes, it's just like, well, Karen, I noticed that you kind of left the room. Oh, don't worry, it was okay. I just needed to go and, whatever. I'll make an excuse because I'm going to protect my peace. I don't want to be the one that kind of lets the room be like, oh, yeah, we can't say this around her. Oh, no, we ain't got to worry about that. But you will know if there is something that you can and can't say around me. You will know that though, because that's called respect for a person, right? When people come into the room and they choose to want to use a lot of foul language, I don't care. People come over to, like my uncle. I told y'all I was raised with the greatest cusser in the world. She can cuss with the most, so it doesn't bother me. However, you're not gonna cuss at me. Now I can be in the room with you using all the language, but you're not gonna call me out my name, right? And that's only because that's just kind of like, you know what? I have a name. I'm not gonna let these people talk to me any kind of way. But if you're just joking around, I had this friend who used to always want to come to women, and she would come to women, addressing them as "What's up, B?" And I had to tell her, I was like, "Look here, little mama, I'm not a B. My name. You call me by my name, or call me, something else." And so then the joke was, "Well, y'all know you can't call Karen that. She get all sensitive about it." And I was like, "I feel like the rest of y'all should too, but that's just me." And so after I said something, then another young lady said, "Well, I kind of don't like it either." And I was like, "Huh." She's like, "See, you trying to start something." I was like, "Hey, I ain't trying to start nothing. I just stood up for me. I can't help what somebody else said that they ain't want to be called it as well." Okay? Deal with it, move on. I've been dealing with you calling me that probably for the last 2, 3 years. She called me on a good day. Didn't want to be called it no more, right? So deal with it. And eventually she dealt with it, and we had no problems. I think eventually she stopped calling everybody that because she wondered. She wondered, right? So, your emotions, your emotions, what you can deal with. You can feel yourself tense up when certain people, when they call your phone. You already know where these fences need to be. You already know where the fire needs to go. You already know what fence need fire. You already know. Y'all already know. Y'all just over here. Y'all just want to hear me talk about it for myself. So y'all can make sure y'all not on the journey by yourself. I get it. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. You are not alone. We're going to walk this thing out for the rest of the year, setting these healthy boundaries so that when we go into 2027, wow, y'all had to think about it. When we go into 2027, we're not going to be worrying about healthy boundaries. We're going to have them in place, and we're going to be for sure about our choices. We're going to know what we want to do. We're going to set these goals around September, October. Then November, we're going to start implementing them. December, we're going to start really implementing them. When January comes, it's going to be a hard wired gate. And that's how it's going to go. Right? So therefore, you can feel yourself feeling not as tense when maybe that person called, because you've decided, hey, I can only take 3 calls from this person a month. And if they've exhausted their calls, then you don't got to worry about it. Because when they call, you put them on block for the rest of the month, right? Because you can only do 3 a month. That will help you feel less irritated when they call. And then if they come to your house, then that's when you have to tell them, hey, I only accept company on Mondays and Wednesdays, the third Monday and Wednesday of the month. Well, what you doing all them other months that I can't come to your house? I got classes, I got this, I got that, right? Everything that drains you does not have to be unhealthy. It could be very simple things, right? But some situations cost more of you. And if that's the case, then they got to go behind the electric fence, and it's okay. It's okay. You do not have to take it. This does work. Ask me how I know, right? And you do not have to hate people either because they get on your nerves. You don't have to call them your enemy. You don't have to do none of that. You can just simply say, this does not work for me anymore. And that's enough. Move on. Right? Because at the end of the day, I want you to think about yourself. I want you to ask yourself these questions. How do I feel after being around certain people? Right? The person you got in your mind. How do you feel after certain conversations? Right? How do you feel after saying yes to this responsibility when you really want to say no? Do you feel peaceful, resentful, anxious? Do you feel depleted? Do you feel used? betrayed. Those are some serious things that you're giving away if you're not protecting your peace and giving yourself healthy boundaries. I want y'all to have, I want y'all to be happy. Like over here at Create Joy Studio, I am tickle pink honeymoon happy. Now, I am taking care of Karen a lot more than I've ever done in my life. Why? Because I don't have children to have to worry about anymore. All the children are grown and gone, right? All I do is say a quick prayer in the morning for them. Lord, keep them, cover wherever they at, whatever they doing, right? So everything else is centered around me. I don't even have to take care of Mr. McCoy. He grown. He's been grown. We let people be who they want to be, how they want to be, how they want to show up. You just get to decide if it's working for you. Okay? I don't want you to end up at the end of the year just keep saying, why do I keep giving a yes when I really mean no? I don't want that to be. Boundaries are not about controlling people. It's not. It really is not. Boundaries are not about controlling people. For sure, for sure. People will think that they're being controlled, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Boundaries are not about controlling people. And this is what I had to tell myself, right? A boundary is not, you better stop doing that. A boundary is like something like, if this continues, here's what I will do, right? There's a difference in there, right? You got that? If this continues, here's what I will do. That's a boundary. That's you telling people. If this continues, this is what I'm going to do. You keep on doing that. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. So you do not control what you didn't tell them to stop doing it. You just told them if it continues with you, this is what you're going to do. Because we're not here to try to control adults. Oh, I didn't put no leaves on that. I kind of like it without leaves. Let's leave it like that. Right. A boundary tells someone you will, and a boundary, look, a boundary tells people whether they can come in the gate or not, which means whether we're going forward or we're not, right? That's kind of what it is. Okay. For example, I'm not going to continue this conversation while you're yelling at me, or I'm not going to continue this conversation while you're cussing at me, right? I cannot commit to that. I'm not available for that. That's kind of like what a boundary tells people what you will and will not participate in. And that's cool, right? You're just noticing how things are for your life. You don't have to insult anybody. You don't have to just slap everybody. And you don't have to over explain the boundary either, right? You could explain it perfectly by just being very compassionate and kind. You don't have to have PowerPoint slides or supporting documents either. You don't even have to have a witness to it, right? Because some people be like, you ain't say that. Stick to your boundaries. You know what you did or did not say. You know it. You have to stop using somebody else's disappointment as the proof that you made a bad decision. You made the bad decision. You let them come through the gate. It's not their fault. You can't blame people for stuff that you haven't told them that they need to stop doing to you. Okay? So once you set that boundary and you tell them what you will and will not do, that's it. And you got to be consistent. Got to be consistent. Got to be consistent. Okay? Just like I told y'all with my live. Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It was my consistency. I communicated something differently. Everybody knows where to find me on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, the boundary for you guys, or the boundary for people outside of the live or outside of my community here, is they'll call my phone, right? Or somebody will, hey, well, Monday, can we do this? Or Wednesday, can you do that? No, I can't. Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm on my live. And what am I doing before that? I'm preparing for my live. So my actions over the last year and a half has been a hard boundary. So why in the heck am I not going to set happy, healthy boundaries for people anywhere else? I can trust myself to take care of me. And I have. Because why? My peace cannot depend on everybody else being happy with or without me. Make a boundary, whether people get upset or not. We don't care no more. And we really don't. And don't let them make you feel guilty either. If you spent years being the fixer, the peacemaker, or the helper, the dependable one, it's now the time for you to just say, I'm not available anymore. You're allowed to choose your emotional wellness. Okay? Everybody got that? That's where we are. And don't worry, people are going to be disappointed. Let them be. It's okay. And it might be hard for you in the beginning, but sometimes you just have to let people be disappointed, especially if they're going to stay in your life. Sometimes that's usually your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, them people close to you, right? And I understand. I understand. But again, remember what I said? It takes courage to set healthy boundaries. Okay? All right, I see at slapping paint on paper. All right, sorry guys, I had to go and get that. We had to go and get that out and get that going because I want to be able to slap paint on the gel plate with all of that out of my psyche, out of my mental. Remember? Protecting your peace with healthy boundaries. Woo. And remember, we're not climbing the mountain with extra luggage. We're only going up that mountain with what we need. Sometimes people got to stay on the bottom. Doesn't mean that we don't love them and they're not part of our lives. But at this stage in our life where we're going, we're protecting our peace with healthy boundaries. All right, Alicia asks, what do you do when they don't respect your boundaries, when they aggressively try to break down your boundaries? Whoa. Oh, let me read what Zal said. My closest relatives are not allowed to mess with my boundaries either. I will stop talking to them to when and if I have to. I kind of knew she was going to answer that question. So Alicia, Zal kind of answered the question. For me personally, and I can only speak for me. Hey, Darcy. Hey, Pinka. Who else done snuck in here? I have to speak for me personally. All right, these are going to turn into cards. Y'all will see these probably Monday. They'll all be cards. These will be slim lines. We're going to put them over here so they can dry. And I might pop some dots on them. I don't know. If it depends on if they start talking. Chunkin Bloom. Is that Pamela? Is that Pamela? How are you? I maybe need to put, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it without leaves. I'm going to leave it without leaves. You don't always have to have leaves. I might, if y'all see it again, it might have leaves, but I'm kind of liking it without leaves. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, for me, Alicia, and I'm telling you what I've been doing, and I was really serious when I tell y'all that I'm working on these boundaries as well, because I look at people's faces and then I feel bad. Okay, hold on. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Be right back. Gotta get something else. Hold on. All right. Zal, I like slimline cards. I do. Okay, Brandy, go sit down. I'm going to reuse that water. So I was looking at Darcy last night, Eddie yesterday. Eddie did black and white, and Darcy did front and back pages. All my painted papers, they're over there. But these two papers right here, they inspired me. They made me feel very, very happy. Um, okay, so let me get back to Alicia's question because I really had to like think about it because I needed to see how much of how I deal with it I could make public in my mind, right? Wait, okay, this isn't dry, so I need to put it over here. All right, put that there. People are going to try you, Alicia. They're going to try you. There's no question about it. And here's the thing, they don't know that they're trying you. Okay? Let's look at it this way. They don't know that they're trying you. Okay? They think that you're maybe going through something. Most people, they throw a blanket across me. If I say something, Mr. McCoy does it a lot. Monique does it a lot. If I say something today, they're gonna hardwire it into my life. And then later on, if I say something, they be like, well, you said you didn't, whatever, whatever. And I'm just like, dang, I said that 5 years ago. Like, why is that still a thing? Right? But the situation never came up again. And then I would try to figure out why. Well, it was because I had said no to something or whatever, right? But it wasn't that I said no for the rest of my life. I said no in the moment. So sometimes your boundaries can be misinterpreted to mean something that you didn't mean for it to mean. So sometimes people don't even realize that they are coming inside your boundaries. Now, right now, I thought my gel plate was great to be on here. So we got 1, 2, 3, really 4 boundaries. Kind of 5 right there, right? This what I had papers on there, so I pulled them off. But when I was thinking about this from the questions perspective, if this quadrant over here says you can't go over there today, that doesn't mean you can't go over there tomorrow. That's why I say you have to know what your choices are so that you can articulate them very, very clear. And then there will be no misunderstanding that when somebody do go over there and you've told them not to go over there, come over here, or do that thing, and they continue to do it, that's when I say we're going to put the boundary up and we're going to put fire on the fence. Because you need to know for yourself personally, how many times are you going to give the person to do the thing, right? You're on a job and you have somebody that you have a difficult coworker and y'all go to HR, you do your thing, you say what you're saying, you're like, okay, I can work with you as long as you don't do this, or whatever your agreement is. Well, you come back, well, maybe 2 weeks, the coworker is good. And then after about 2 weeks, the coworker kind of slides back into that same old behavior, right? The changed behavior wasn't consistent. Then the coworker y'all go back in front of HR, and then you tell HR, it's like, hey, I said I didn't want this, and this, and they did it anyway. And then the person will say something new. And then you will have to say, well, you know what I meant. That's not clear. We want to make sure we have clear boundaries. Because when the people that we set these boundaries for, they gonna come back because they want you to do the things. They want you to be there for them. Right? Needy people need people. And they need you to be in their life because you've always been in their life. Like how can you dare say you don't want to be there for them no more? How can you dare say you don't want to cook dinner when you've been cooking dinner for the last 30 years? How can you say you don't want to do a thing when you've been doing it? This is where you stand up with the fence, with the fire behind the fire fence, and you say, I'm sick and tired of doing it. because, and you give your explanations, you give your litany of things of why you put this boundary up. This is usually with family, because y'all know we can't get rid of family. They're family. But we can put up a fence with fire. And can. We certainly can. Now, Alicia, did that answer your question? I hope it did. I've made slimline cards in about 3 different sizes. Ooh, nice. They'll say I actually want to make a lot of stuff. I want to make more Twinchies. Oh yeah, you gave your Twinchies away at the craft roulette. So I did a video because I was in the studio one night and I was doing a thing, and so um, people asked me what color, and I think I answered. I can't remember who asked. God, who asked that question? Ivy. I think Ivy Pearl asked what question. So it was to tell you it's magenta right here, and then I just put down Dune, which is it looked like Titan buff, and then I'm going in with quinacridone red. Now the other one that I used was also where is it at? Let me get it out right now. Was Azo Gold. All right, Alicia, I just want to make sure that you know that it's not going to happen overnight, because let me tell you something. If people have been getting away with all the things, you just it's just not going to happen overnight. Trust me. Take my word for it. Even with my kids, Mondays and Wednesdays, the phone, y'all know the phone will ring. I think I perhaps got it though, but she'll forget. Like, oh shoot, she'll let it ring one time, then she'll pop into live. But school done started back, so the schedule's a little different. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, now we're gonna slap Darcy down here, which is the stencil is Darcy's design. So when I say we're gonna slap Darcy down here, I don't mean literally, but we're just gonna kind of slap her down there. And this is Magnolia, one of my favorites. I think I done used it up. I have to get me a nerd because it's got some pops on it that I'm popped up, and they're just like, you just beat me up. All right. And oh wait, I don't think I have a gel plate empty. Y'all, I was supposed to do some, hey Bernadette, I was supposed to do some pulls because I can't flop off on. Oh well, we're gonna have to put that over there. Jeez. Oh well, let's bray her off over here. Okay, this is phase two. Phase one, or part one, we did watercoloring. Now we're doing the other thing that saves my sanity and helps me to help people, right? Because boundaries when you reveal boundaries in relationships, that usually kind of tests the relationships too. Y'all know that, right? People not gonna be happy. Hold on, let me get some paper. And also, when you're trying to set the boundaries, or you're talking to people, you kind of ask yourself, or why are you setting the boundaries? Like some people do, they need a boundary set. Not don't set a boundary because they get on your nerves. Like, oh my God, I can't believe she is just yap 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 yap. Like, why are you setting the boundaries? What bothers you about her yap 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 yap? Right? Is it anything to do with protecting yourself or what? Like some stuff I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about real hardwire, real real sets. Some people are dangerous. Some people are dangerous. And in the context of that, what you're talking about, Alicia, would you like to expound on that a little bit more? Oh, you know what? Cookie, I gave no warning about me slapping that paint down there. My bad. It's magenta. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Oh, just so pretty. Y'all hear that? My gel plate. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but my gel plate nice and clean because I conditioned it and things. I did some grown up stuff in my arting. Alright, let's put them over there. And then we're gonna oh, kind of put that right there. Pull that up. Put that right there. Pull that up. Get some center out of there. I think I think I think Cookie's gonna be okay because the way the recovery is getting ready to come, she'll be okay. She's gonna love the recovery. Well, I set boundaries. The monster rips them up by involving anyone and everyone they can to tear down my life. It was wild. It was a while ago. It was pure insanity. Yeah, you know what? I think we all got a couple of those stories to tell. And when so here's the thing. That's a good one. That's a good one, Alicia. So here's the thing. I bet you that right now, I bet that will never could never happen in your life again. I bet you learn some things about some people. I bet you learn some things about yourself too. Because usually when you have to put people in boundaries or put relationships or different things, y'all, I have boundaries in my art. I do. I do. Sometimes it makes me so happy. I can't have it all out here at one time. I'll be going through the studio, I'll be like, you can't do that right now. Can't do that. Nope, don't do it. Nope. For real, for real. All right. Every stencil and stamp that I'll be using today, you will be able to get over at PM Artist Studio exclusively. You can purchase them nowhere else. See you later, Judy. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. I do. I am keeping myself away from people who keep exhibiting willful ignorance for my sanity and safety. I kind of felt that a little bit, Mariah. I did. I feel like we're due for a conversation about these willful people. I do. Some people just need to be. I'll save that for Mariah. Some things I won't tell y'all everything. I do have a side of me that I feel like some people have to have boundaries up for me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, baby. I'm just saying. These are my stamps. I'm sorry, I get to talking so and I forget. I did tell you that you can get all of these. Everything that I'm using is stencils or stamps. You can purchase them over there at PM Artist Studio. There will be a link in the chat. But this right here is my design. This is another thing about when you set boundaries. I was setting a boundary in my crafting world and I didn't even realize that this boundary was being set. But then there's this lady that comes in and be like, oh, those will make beautiful stamps. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what they say. As a matter of fact, both of those ladies are in the chat. Mariah's in the chat and Pam is in the chat. Those two right there saw something in my work. Like y'all see, I do watercolors. It's like, yeah, that can turn into a beautiful stamp. Okay. All right. Then Mariah took it a step further, said this is what it looked like. Well, don't threaten me with a good time, right? When you set your life on a course that is going to resonate only with you, that is, and when the time does come, you don't have to spend a whole month praying about it. That's why when Mariah said, I was like, yeah, well, let me think about it, whatever. And then after I got, I was like, what did I think about? Like this thing has already been said. Now the manifestation is coming. So what is there to disagree on? What is the challenge, right? So then we jumped on out there in the water, and here we are. We have Tanika and we have Joshua, where hope blooms, right? I'm not, listen, if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we slap paint on paper, where we can heal one brushstroke at a time. I am over here not because I just decided that I want to talk about grief. I'm over here because God put me on a course to show people that there is life outside of grief. There is life after the tragedy. There is life after the hard thing has happened to you. There's still life. And the other thing I'm over here, I'm telling you, is that the people that tells you you're dying and going to hell because of the life you're living and you're still hiding, don't hide anymore. God loves you just the way you are. The people maybe don't, but you're not worrying about them. Set a healthy boundary, put a fire on it, or fire them. Because if they're not family, you can get rid of them. You really can. But I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to have boundaries because you need to take care of you. This right here makes my heart very much so happy, right? There's nothing nobody could ever do in my life. If I never paint another day, these stamps, watching these stamps, watching my granddaughters stamp with my stamps, they brought me so much joy. If I never complete another design, I am very much so happy, right? My boundaries, I don't put them up as a weapon. I don't even put them up as punishment. I just put them up so that I can keep my sanity, right? I don't want you to become hard so that you can become healthy. I want you to become light. As a matter of fact, I want you to be lighter because why? You deserve it. And especially if you're over here and you're following me because you resonate with losing loved ones, and we're just over here trying to keep our peace. We're just over here trying to keep from slapping the taste out of somebody's mouth, right? So therefore we need to set boundaries, right? I don't want to be in relationships that drain me. I don't want to be in conversations that drain me. Check this out. Already have to live in an environment that kind of drains me, but I don't have any control over what goes on in these not United States of America. I have no control over that. But what I do have is what I allow in and around me. I cannot change what I refuse to identify. So a lot of things I've learned how to identify them and how to say whether I want them in my life or not. That's just that. And that's the challenge that I want to give y'all. I want you to challenge yourself to just tell people no. And if you have to tell them hell no, then tell them hell no. Just no. Just no. This is Azo Gold. We're going to put this down here. We're just going to be slapping some paint on some paper just to make me happy because, you know, Darcy did it. I went to sleep. I did go to sleep. I left the studio. I did not slap another. I got off when they got off because I was like, oh, we're not going to be in the studio till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Die, you just missed your sign. I literally just had it out. How you do it? Whew, y'all take a deep breath. Think about some boundaries you need to set. And here's the hard one. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? What kind of boundaries you need to set against yourself? We're the main ones we need to put a boundary around. Ooh, look at all that paint flopping everywhere. Let's get that under control. Let's put some, okay? When I had to check myself, I was my main problem. I was like, well, Karen, you keep allowing that. You keep allowing that to happen. So you can't blame them. Every time they come out their mouth, you already know what they're going to come out their mouth with. You keep allowing it, so I don't want to hear it no more. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, well, how are we going to fix it? And y'all know I jumped on that emotional intelligence. And I'm just like, okay, all right. That's how we're going to fix it. Okay, all right. Cool. All right, cool. Okay. Got it. And here we are. Will they try you? Yeah, they're going to try you. They continue to try me. Look at that. It's okay. Give them 90 days. I feel like 90 days is a good time. Now, if you can't give them 90 days, I understand. I understand. I do. I really, really do. Just, but make sure you set the boundary for yourself. Have a clear conversation with yourself. Decide what you need from this person, that person. You know, God forbid you're married to the person. You know, you that's usually going to be a harder conversation because we've been, you know, you've kind of been in that behavior for so long. He or she, they trying to figure out what's wrong with what I've been doing. I don't understand, right? Mr. McCoy give me the look and be like, "What you talking about?" And now I'll be like, "Well, I can't blame you. I can't blame nobody but myself." So once you decide what you need, you just you kind of move with that. Communicate what your boundary is clearly. What is it? What is it? And I'm talking about for yourself now. I ain't talking about for nobody else. This is you. I think the hardest boundary I had to set was me. But look, y'all, check this out. The best boundary that I did make for myself, here we are, Mondays and Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that is my real time, like, oh, I can do this, right? I tell myself, don't mow the grass. If you don't feel like mowing the grass, don't mow the grass because it need to be mowed. That's Mr. McCoy's job. If it need to be mowed, it's his job. Mow the grass because it brings you joy. Mow the grass because you're happy. That's why I mow my grass. A lot of people think, oh, she got to mow grass. No, she ain't got to do nothing. I choose to mow grass. Man, Mr. McCoy work. I can hire somebody to mow the grass. But when I need to hone in on my sanity and my peace, listen, I get out there on that lawnmower and mow that grass, and that's how that's gonna work out. And then I come back in here in the studio and I slap paint on paper or whatever I choose to do. And that works out for me. Self-correction is one of the hardest things to do. Is it not, though? Oh my God, it is. And then you know what, Eddie? For me, I think self-correction, the reason why it's so hard for me is because I'm so hard on myself and I feel so guilty about the things that I really have allowed to go on in my life. And therefore, the behavior, I've noticed this in the last year. I get upset with me because I know I was not supposed to be allowing such behavior. Be like, you know what? 1900s, Karen wouldn't allow none of that. 1991, 92, Karen, definitely not 1998, 99, Karen. So then I'll start beating myself up. And instead of just changing it and just like, ugh. Or the other thing is, I feel like if I give in, I feel like I'm admitting that I'm wrong, right? That's another one that's hard. But I've been on that journey too. Y'all been seeing me walk that one out. I admit, hey, I'm wrong. I'm not the best. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box. Look at that. Would you just look at that? This is just so beautiful. This is why I knew Adrian was going to love today's live, because it was pretty much going to be centered around Ernch. But I'm trying to figure out what was it. It was a color. I can't remember what color it is. This is, again, Azo Gold is usually my sprinkles. And then whatever else I'm going to put down. Let's see. Oh, Prussian. Where are you at? Where are you at, Prussian? See, I told y'all I need to put my paints in just order or by color. Oh, all right, let's go. Maybe you're in the drawer. Blue. That's green. Move. Move, girl. Well, where is my blue? Brandy, I am not trying to rub on you. I'm trying to find my paint. Where my blues at? Would you move? I love you though, but I can't find my pressure. And I know I got some. Well, golly gee, Sergeant Carter. That's what I get for cleaning up, because it was right there. Oh, it might still be right there. No, it's not. Move, please. Oh, and sorry, y'all. Brandy's in here. I turned around and she thought I was loving on her. I know I'm not out of pressure. I just had it last night. Oh, well, hell. Okay. What color is that? That's cerulean blue, but that's not going to give me what I want. That was a lot of paint, Karen. Well, it's a big plate. Oh, and this is my 16 by 20 plate. Hold on, I got to go to the overflow. Make sure I ain't put the portion up. And I did. There her go. I knew I had some. I put both of them up. There we go. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And then we're going to pull out some of this. Just slapping some paint. Literally. You know what my name is? Slapping paint on paper? Slapping paint on paper. This is kind of how it got started, but only with watercolors. Now, close your eyes if all this paint is just going to make you nauseous, because you're going to be like, I just cannot believe she put all that DAM paint on that plate. And well, I did. And so what? Watch this. Watch this. Just trust the process. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it one time. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Hold on. I ain't done. I ain't done. I ain't done. This was I was doing the other night. It's just like, oh, this is making me so happy. Okay, hold on. We're not going to bother that. Where's my piece of paper at? And this is heavy cardstock. So it is not regular paper. Let's get some of that. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got to go in. Go in and rub it down. All right, we like that, but we're not going to do it. We're not done. Then we're going to take slide that through there. Pick up some of that, some of that. Oh, yes. Look at that. Cover it all up. Look at. Like it. Love it. All right, let's put this down. Smooth it back out a little bit. And this is watercolor paper right here. This is watercolor paper. I had cut up like that. Now that one didn't do too good, so hold on. There we go. Like that. I feel like I missed. Okay, I believe that Zaya is here. Zaya in the chat. Was that Sienna or Blake? Hey, Azaya, is that you? No, Azaya, that's Brandy. Brandy's in the studio. Blake is in the doghouse. He can't be in the heat, so I'm trying to get him used to being in a doghouse because he got heat spots and they were his hair was coming out, so you know he couldn't be in the studio. All right. Like that. I missed my Prussian blue disappeared today too. Everybody love Prussian blue. Put in the chat. I love Prussian blue. I have to get ready to go. My son will be looking for me. All right, Zal. All right, Eddie. Yes, guilt is a big part of the self-correct. But I feel like once you acknowledge what you did. Yes, absolutely. Eddie, I started reading it and then I went for that paint. Yes, yes, absolutely. Um, do, 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 do. Oh, it's LaPortia, not Zai. Okay. Who is it? Wait, what time is it? 4:30, 5:30? It might be. I don't know which one. Could be. Could be. Could be not. Who's to say? If you know, you know. All right, let's go back in and add a little texture now that we done took some of the paint off. And so this is all I was doing. I just kept doing this. And then at the end of it all, I stamped my flower. I had a big mess. But y'all know what? It made me so happy. Oh, it's Azalea. Okay. How was school today? Look at that. Um, let's go. We gotta get some stencils dirty, y'all. We gotta get some stencils dirty. We have Dottie Miss Dottie by Rhonda. Oh wait, no, can't put that on yet. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Light, 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 light. There we go. Put some of that there. And then some yellow. Oh, and I'm sorry. If you're new to gel printing, please do not, unless this just turn you on and make you just want to go and have a cigarette after I'm done. But this isn't like traditional way of gel printing. This is slapping paint on paper, literally, because I'm pulling the paper up and slapping it down. It's just my way. This is one of the ways that in my grief I really, really hone in on how I'm feeling. So the things that I'm, talking about over here on the channel is not only what I do, it's how I do it. Like I really work these things out with art. Hence the grief artist. All right, now let's put that over there. Now let's go back in here and put some of them dots on there. See, did you notice, y'all? I got two ways of getting dots. Um, Julie Parker, no, you're right. iPreps Custom Creation is either or. It could be either Azalea is on there or it could be LaPortia. So you're right. You're right, Julie Parker. Azalea is LaPortia's daughter. So, nope, you got it. Julie Parker said, hold on, I got a list. Is it wrong? Julie Parker, I like that you have a list. Oh, Azalea, your friend is in the chat. Miss Di from Australia is in the chat. For a while, that's the only one she knew. She's just like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What time is it? Is Miss Di up? Is Miss Di up? Is Miss Di up? Did Miss Di box come? Did Miss Di? I was like, oh my God, did you know anybody else other than Miss Di? Miss Di this, Miss Di that. It was Miss Di's fault though. It was me and Miss Di fault because I relayed the message. So I shouldn't have relayed the message, and therefore, once she got the box, she would have been surprised. But I let the cat out of the bag myself. All right, now look at that. See, I like that. Now watch this right here. You see how yummy this plate is? Oh my goodness. Now, if you don't have a big plate, this is a 16 by 30. This is the biggest plate. Froyle, listen. Froyle and Lizette threatened me with a good time, baby. I'm just like, this here plate right here is about like having my 9 by 12 out. It doesn't bother me no more. I thought I was gonna be with all this real estate. I thought it was gonna be like, oh my goodness, that's gonna be too much. But look at that. Ooh, where Casey at? Oh, I know Casey would love this. Oh, y'all, I went to Hooby Looby yesterday because I had to get me some more paper. And y'all know all them videos with it, the 90%. Mine say we don't get that far in the craft world because we sell our stuff pretty much at, when it goes on sale at the 40%. And I was just like, well, say, well, I got to find somebody who don't go to their Hobby Lobbies, huh? But I needed some paper, and y'all know I go to the Hooby Looby to get my paper because they had it on sale. Oh, that is pretty. We need more of that. Look at that. Look how that yellow hangs in the background. Brandy, stop. I'm going to put some lemon on your leg. That was pretty. Let's put that over there, so toss it over there so it can dry. All right, see, this one has a little base of pink still left on it, right? So we're just going to slap it down there. Don't matter where you slap it. We just want to get some paint on it. But we're not letting it dry, so don't worry about it. Just put it down and pick it up. Oh, see, now we done start picking up some of the design that is still left on the plate. Look at that. Is that not pretty? Oh, that's just pretty. That's just pretty. That's so pretty. Oh, and let's pull out. Where's that? I think I used all my scroll around, scroll around, scroll around, scroll around. I think I did. Oh, no, there it is. My violet oxide. Let's put down some violet oxide. So we have azo gold, and these are fluid, azo gold and violet. And if y'all need y'all some fluid, Blick does have golden 40% off. They went on over with it. I guess it was just that good or that bad. I'm not sure. But I was happy for it because, you know, I got me some more azo gold. Now the violet oxide, you can't get that no more. They stopped carrying that one. But we got us a little bit. We got us a little bit. Now I'm going to put some, we can see we won't do this. We're going to just splat that down there, put a little bit on there, splat that there. I'm going to take this one and splat that one down there and put some of that on there and spank it a little bit. Ooh, yep, like it. That one right there. I like the bubbles, so I'm going to think about that. Let's kind of put it on the side. Boop. And then boop. A little more. I don't know. Let's put it over there. Like Darcy said, don't worry about it. You'll pull it out later. Now let's come back in with our pressing. Right? Come back in with our pressing. This is what made this so fun. Right? The more I kept putting paint down and kept putting down the colors that, you know, the average person would not put down together on a plate. Because y'all know I like to do stuff against the grain. You know. See you later, Di. Thank you for popping in. Pop, pop. All right. Now, that is pretty. Where's my stencil? Okay, we got another stencil. We need to get these stencils dirty. We like them when they're dirty. This one is gears. No, that's not gears. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What's this one? My cheat sheet. I don't have a cheat sheet. Oh, hold on. I can look there. Is it prayer wheels? Prayer wheels, whirly wheels, some kind of wheels, something like that. Let's get it dirty. Get it dirty. I like them when they're dirty. Prayer wheels. Okay, cool. Thank you, Eddie. And remember, every stencil and stamp that I am using today, you can grab over at PM Artist Studio only. We are exclusive. We do not cheat and hang out. We're not whores when it comes to our creativity. Yeah, that's about as far as that's going to go today. Oh, which way did that go down? That's the garden tool, you know, that I use in the yard. Look at that. See, we took that piece of paper. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, now we got this. Let me see. Oh, under this plate is so pretty. Oh, All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I know y'all excited. Y'all excited. I am. Take a deep breath. Let's get some of this up because I'm coming in hot in a minute. Mo, I think you'll love it. You'll love where I'm coming. There we go. Look, she done went and got on LaPortia Brown. It is still Azalea. Well, why did you have to change? Look at that. Look at them wheels. Look at them wheels. Like if I would let that dry, but ain't nobody got time for that. See, it's picking up my paint. Oh, it took it all up. Because I started reading. Look at that. Every color that's on the plate is on here. Look at the design. It's got a little bit over there. Because your iPad is dead. Well, Azalea, you're supposed to leave it plugged up, darling. When you're on a live, you have to leave it plugged up. All you know how your granny got all her devices plugged up over here. Oh no. Oh, let me focus, y'all. Let me focus. That's not what I wanted. The charger, it was on the charger all day? Well, goodness gracious. Did you have a good day in school? And for those that are coming in, if you're in the chat, or no, if you're not in the chat and you just came in and you kind of just scroll by this daggum channel and just like, what in the world? Welcome to Create Joy, where we slap paint on paper so that we can heal one brushstroke at a time. Right now, I actually am working on my gel plate. This one is my 16 by 20 that I do love so very much. Um, but yeah, and if you've been here and you're just like, hey, I'm liking, loving this, you've been here the whole time, do hit that subscribe button so you can get a bell and hit that bell notification all so you can come back and hang out with us. Because we cool folks. But we also know that we're not everybody's cup of tea either. And we're okay with that. You know, we all don't drink tea around here either. Like, you know. But we are a good group of people that like to get together, hang out on live, and some of us get together in IRL. Well, know each other in IRL. Alicia and I gonna get together when Lizette get on this side of the world. She just don't know it yet. So we can go hang out. We're gonna have coffee or something because y'all know Alicia right up the road from me, literally. I ain't been up that way in over a year. But I have a friend that lives right there in Phoenix City, and she was telling me I hadn't even been up to her house. Again, choices, y'all. They're not boundaries. Those are just choices, healthy choices that I didn't want to go nowhere. And then I stopped going to the doctor with Mr. McCoy, so that was that. All right, look at this. Now we ain't done. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Split this down. Split this down. Because I'm telling y'all, we're going to have... Barb was trying to get to the ranch this month, but kids going to college. Oh, just life was just life into some things that I did make some choices and said yes to. There we go. I want to make sure that got in there, and I got some of my design. I didn't want my design to get messed up. And see, y'all could another thing that you can do, you can brayer off on. Look at that. We love it. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Would you just look at that? But yesterday, so Mariah, I want you to tell P, this is another thing I just like. Tell her I loved her walkthrough. I thought it was very, very, very nice. I know she felt like she was just taking up people's time, but this is what I want you to tell them next time. If people don't want to be there, then they'll leave. And she'll probably say, that's right, and I don't care. But tell her don't say she don't care. But a lot of people enjoyed that because it gave new ideas to some folks. I was reading the chat yesterday, and I was just like, oh, I didn't think about that. But walking through some old things kind of gives us, you know, that's why we hang out with each other. There's another reason why we hang out with each other, so we can be inspired. Lord knows everybody don't slap paint on a gel plate like I do. If Kerry was here, he'd probably just be having a fit, like, oh my God. He just wouldn't even be able to deal with all that paint on that daggum that plate. Look at that. I love it. But that's another reason when you've been through the life I've been through, you can't control every aspect of it. So sometimes you just have to let it, just let it go. Just don't argue with it and just move on. Okay, she said, yeah, she was mad at me about stopping. That was my push. The numbers were dry. Yeah, I saw that too. Um, and you know, I said, well, guess we ain't selling those stencils today. But then it went back up. So, but I really did enjoy, like, her thumbing through that book. It really gave me a different perspective on a book, first of all. But hey, but that's one of those boundaries, though. You'd be like, hey, I'm giving you 20 minutes. Although I don't feel like I felt like she could have went through the book if she wouldn't have been trying to explain all the things. I think we could have made it through. But I think she showed up and did her thing, though. I was enjoying her flipping through them stencils because, you know, I'm not old school PM Artist Studio. I'm new school, so I was enjoying seeing some of the things. You know, hence is I think while I was gonna place an order and I was like, no, you already got this. It would have been my third order, like, because the one I'm using now I had, and then I got another one coming. I think it comes tomorrow. And that would have been another one. I was just like, oh, look at that. Y'all, look at that. Oh, my heart. Look at that. I'm telling you that right there. Oh, that's so beautiful. Can y'all see them? Look, let me get into technology. But Mariah, I understand. I understand from your perspective, though. I mean, like you say, I do. I do. That's why I said some of the looks yesterday. If the explanations had a look yesterday, baby, you was dropping them left and right. Oh, and it was so fun. What is that? Oh, see, I told you. Okay, I'll have to read that later. It's not people that can get through. Pursue and read. Yeah, she was pursuing and reading all the things. And let me tell you, the other thing that I loved about yesterday with Pete is hearing the giddiness in her voice. Oh, that made it just made it happier. Okay, this right here is metallic yellow gold. So that is what the all the shimmer is about in this one is the metallic yellow gold. Now watch this, y'all. Watch this. So this is another way y'all can play with your paints. Have fun with your paints. You know, hang out with them. Have a date. Have a date night with your paints. Okay, and then I'm coming back in with some of this Prussian. That Prussian, baby. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Be ready. Well, even the Brayer having fun. Brayer is like, whoa. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Would you look at that? But yeah, I like to hear P happy. I do. Cause when she ain't happy, she gonna get sassy. Yes, Azalea, I saw it. I just saw it. You want me to show the people? You want me to show the people your what you sent me? And I got a whole bunch of boxes waiting on you too. All right, so we got that. Now the question is, yeah, let's do it. Why not? We can put some orange in there. Orange. We can put some orange, cause why? October is coming. Fall is on the way, y'all. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not necessarily ready for fall. I'm just ready for some cooler weather. Oh, hold on. I got to do that again because we're going to do some circles this time. Some circles. All right, and when I do this one this time, then I'm gonna let y'all see what Azalea, her little people she made. My creative. For those that don't know, if you're new over here, Azalea is my granddaughter that's in Florida. Hey, Carla. I didn't see you. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Well, Azalea. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say if I can't find my phone. Hey, Paula K. I didn't see you either. Paula K. I started looking at it. I gotta finish it. I need to put. I was looking at it last night, and then Darcy then was on. Darcy and Cheryl was on last night, so I had to stop looking at it. So I'm gonna finish looking at it. Okay. Oh, we got a video. Look. So you see, y'all see her people, and she made a house for her people. Azalea, your mama know you on here? See all her people? She got a house back there. That's her little people house. Look at that. That's why you see they got fabric. They got fabric, y'all. She don't just put them in bed. They got fabric. They got a spread to lay on. She started sending them in. Hold on. We got some more? No, that was it. Hence is why I thought why I was out of glue. So there we go. Let's put this phone over there now. All right. Okay, now I'm going to stamp. We're going to put some flowers. Just doesn't matter. Just be just loosey-goosey with it. Or, well, not loosey-goosey. This not loosey-goosey. This just very intuitive with it. And then, let's see if that got enough paint on it to stamp on there. Oh, it did. Look at there. Ah. Oh, I did some cutting on my flowers. I cut some of my flowers off on my scanning cut. Oh, I was very proud of me. All right, let's put you in the water. So when you do use stamps, for those that might be new and might be playing around with all the things that, if you decide to go and do some of what I'm doing, do have some water so that you can, all right, we're going to so you can put them in water right away. Let me finish my sentence before I go somewhere else. I'm going to put that one there. Oh, pretty. Pretty, pretty. So here's the other thing. Y'all do know water and color makes your endorphins wake up. Like when you get excited about something, you're just like, oh, which is what I was enjoying yesterday with P. You're just like, oh, look at this. And oh, I don't remember how I did that. And it's like, oh. So you don't have to just do gel printing the regular way. Jump on out there in the water. Do it. I dare you. I dare you. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put it over there. And hopefully the paint's still wet enough. Because that was metallic paint. So the metallic probably. Okay. All right. We're going to put this over here. Now I'm going to let this dry a little bit. We're going to let these dry long enough so that we can, so I can pull some prints. Remember yesterday we did not this one, but the other one, and I don't know where it is. This is on tissue paper. This was a mini long haul. You can see some of the stuff in there. I needed some more on tissues because I got boxes that I want to cover up. Then there is this one. These are the ones I did last night while I was watching Darcy. I had planned on being in the studio because I was looking at the YouTube with Jennifer Lewis. So I had planned on being in here but then I had to pause and go watch the live. Because, you know, I like the live because we like being in the chat on the lives. Look at that. Look at all that yumminess up in there. All right. Every gel plate is done. So we're going to empty them all off. Why do you have to destroy the toy? There's nothing Rottweilers cannot tear up. I'm telling you, baby. I don't know why the Brandy, stop. She done found a loose part of it and she going all in. Now this right here, so I've been over here, as Eddie said, we have to do, like, we have to try out our own designs. When we create something, we got to see what works and what don't work, right? So this one is just a little slither of something that I kind of cut out, making me my own little slim line of roses from a design. I made it smaller to see that if I could do it, and I did. So it's just a little slither. I don't know what I did with it, but and then put it on here. So then I'm gonna stamp on top of it my flowers. Then we're gonna make it's gonna be a card base. Just picture that being 4 cards. This that. Where'd you come from? There. Then Carla says, bought the husband a new ramp. It makes me happy to shop for him. Aw. Now, y'all, look at this one. Ain't no sense in you looking at it on the bottom. Let me go on and flip her over. Just flip her over. Watch it, watch it. Shh, everybody ready. Is that not beautiful? Oh, look at, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So this is Christy Hartman, Becky. It's Christy Hartman, Becky, and Christy Hartman, Becky, and Darcy. And I'm trying to think. So we got bent barbs in there, which is the yellow, and then the flowers, which is Christy Hartman, and then the backdrop is Darcy's magnolia. And then I pulled it with what color? That wasn't. I think that might have been magenta. Whatever that dark color Lucas Krill I got, but it turned out great. You know, Brandy's always breaking the toys. Brandy, no, come bring it here. Let me show you people what you're doing. Let me see. So, Kong think that the dogs will not tear it up, and we just really got tired of like going back, you know, because Kong has a money back guarantee that your dog won't tear the toys up. They have not met Rottweilers, so she's realized that she can keep going around here, and she's eating it up. You're supposed to put peanut butter in there so they can, you know, spend a whole lot of time trying to get it out, and so she did, but she's only found out now how to manipulate it, and so you're not getting it back. I'm gonna keep it. Because actually it's the puppy's toy. Go get your other toy. No. Oh, the look on her face. If y'all could see the look on her face, she's too sad. Nope. And she can't go outside either because, you know, it's just too hot. Dogs get hot spots. And if they get hot spots and it gets real bad, then you go to the vet and the vet has to shave them and then to put the medicine on them so that it can really, but you have to shave them because their hair tends to, it's going to come out anyway. So luckily I saw that Blake was he had one little spot that was opening up. I was like, well, nope. Got to get you in the doghouse all the time. Because you know their doghouse has air conditioning. I have the main AC running, two portables, and a fan, and it's still 80 in the house? Really? Alicia, do you have an older house? No, Brandy. Go sit down. You're not getting it. Oh, she's mad, but she'll be all right. Like she has a bone. She had her bone. Oh, oh yeah. We don't need. Oh, listen. We don't need this one. I need this one to be everything. 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 Yeah, it's a very old house. Yeah, I was gonna say that's usually what our thing is. We have an older house, and the only reason the studio stays at 66. Deb, what's up, Deb? Vision Designs is in the house. Is because the studio is a new addition, and it has its own air conditioned unit in here. So, okay, I played with a little ombre here. But y'all watch this. This is gonna make you. This is gonna make you. Oh, it can't. We cannot. We gotta like crack them edges. Okay. Oh, let me go all the way around. And then yesterday, I was trying to get my prescription refilled because I'm not one of those people that like to wait till the last minute. And then the doctor's office got smart via text. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And then come to find out it was on them, not on me. Not that I like to be right, but when I am right, I'm going to stand my ground. Again, you're not going to tinkle on me and tell me it's raining. Oh, sorry, hold on. Going the wrong way. This is dry. And drying comes for me when I want stuff to dry on the plate. I mean, when my plate fills up. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? This is London is look, London is calling. London is calling, I think. It's by Sophia, I know that. But I just kept going over the plate, and then I put it on there, and then I just let it go. Because there is a card. Move. Go sit down. I'm not giving it back to you. Move, Brandy. You're not getting it back. No, go sit down. You're going to get put out because you're throwing paint. All right. So these are some of the ones I did with the prints we did yesterday. Remember the bird? I did the bird. I cut him out. So see how the bird turned. This is also a bird you can get from PM Artist Studio. There, I think it was not him. It was him. Go sit down. So there's that. And then right here, I put the word. So this is the idea where it came from when I did this one. And I was just like, oh, well, let me do another one because y'all know I see everything as cards, base, backgrounds. So this is how shine when your inner beauty reaches your eyes. So, and then you need to saw a horse. So he's up on a thing. Some what you call those things, pop-up things. Thanks to Ava Lee, I got a a replenishment of them. So now we can put them up there. But there's that one, and then there's that one. So I just cut it out because remember I did it on the gel plate on a piece of paper, and then I just cut it out. And then this is what it looks like. So, and this one also has Eddie's stencil in there. I think another one is in there. Move, Brandy. Y'all, hold on. She's got to be put out. Hold on. I'll be right back. Come on. That way I don't have to worry about being interrupted. And I think my paint might have stayed on my stamp. Hi, Carol Buckingham. How are you? How you doing? Okay, so there's that one. And I also like that the stencil moved a little bit, but I didn't stress over it, right? I wasn't trying to be perfect with it. I just knew that I was going to make a card, so it's already on its base and everything. So now I put the sentiment. It's often the simple that creates the marvelous. So now all I have to do is put a sentiment, send it out, whatever on the inside. They're already ready. These are already ready to go. Excuse me. And the same, did that one. So this was also on a 12 by 12. So you get a little bit in every card. All right. Open. These are all done and ready to get to somebody's house. Also, this one, that's a stencil that was used. Oh Lord, I can't remember whose stencil that was. It'll be a link in the chat. Moments, the reflections of who we truly are. I like the mess. Life cannot always be beautiful and crisp and white lines. Sometimes it shows up. And I sprayed this down with some of that gloss spray, whatever that spray is by Dilutions, the ink spray. This one, I sprayed it, so that has that little soft yellow background. So that worked out. Excuse me. This one, this was what do you call it? What do you call them? Like when you're working out something with your designs and you cut it and it's like, no, that one needs some more bridges and things needs to go on it. What is it called? You're working on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so then this was on, I pulled it off on there, but then I took a white pen and went around the actual flowers because I thought it was just very, very cute. And there we go, background. Of course, stamped out. So that one, that one, that one. Look, I tried to get fancy right there. Y'all check me out. You see? Tried to get a little fancy. Can you see it? This is the other half of the stencil. Work in progress, yes. But it's another word too that I'm thinking about. Eddie said it the other day. Well, maybe that's not what it is until the work in progress is done. Now, this card right here spoke to, this is where I started doing the yellow, the orange yesterday, because I saw this flower and these made me very, very happy. Like this is my flower. So these I have to stamp them all because on the back they're, it's my actual artwork. So I'm going to stamp them, slap and paint on paper by Karen McCoy. Same. Gel print. This one has a lot of texture to it. Smile, the shine of heart, eyes, and soul. Smile. This is also out of the work in progress prototype. That's what I'm trying to call it, a prototype. And instead of using it as a whatever that other word is that we use, it mask, it fell on here, and I was just like, oh, thank you, I like it. So it went well with the pop dots and everything that was in the background. So that turned out good. And then I put hope, the spark that gives direction. And then, of course, my flowers, my word stamps, my stamp flowers, and my stamp words. And then I think that's Eddie under there. I think. But that was a pretty piece of paper. It was painty paper. So if y'all haven't been over there to see how Darcy makes her painty papers, that's if you can deal with like making real grungy painty papers and then making them beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it starts out with something that looks like, what in the world is that going to be? And then it turns out to be something beautiful, right? But isn't that life? Like you start out your day and something starts out like you start out just great and wonderful, like you had a great cup of coffee and all the things, and God forbid, then you get in a car accident or somebody calls you with bad news. Life. So that's the way that's how I look at the gel plate, the gel printing and all of the things. I'm not always trying to make something beautiful, but if something beautiful does come out of it, then it's a win-win. Like look at that. I was doing that on the gel plate. I wasn't trying to make it. I just wanted to put my stamps on and, just have fun. And that turned out to be very much so beautiful. Which is why you get to see this page now, and it's going to turn into what? Cards. And y'all saw how many cards I made with the other one. All right, let me put these back because they have a place. They have a place because I'm going to start making what I call my version of Christmas cards. They're not going to be the traditional Christmas cards. They're going to be my version of happy, because y'all know I don't do Christmas like that. It's all about family, and we get together and hang out. And then if we don't, then we still love on each other. But look at these. These have turned out to be, I thought it was 4. Look at that. Look at that colors. That is this one is really good. All right, let's pull our plates. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What time? Oh, okay. Now we're going into overtime. That's what I call anything after 5, overtime. And my chair, I got to figure out, it's squeaking again. Just gets on my nerves. I don't know if it needs some oil or if it's just tired. All right, let's flip this. I can flip this. Isn't that yummy? Look at everything I've put on the plate. Look at that. Hopefully this comes up, all of that's going to come up. But look, these are colors that when I first started gel printing, I wouldn't have used. I wouldn't have. But the other day, I think it was last week, whenever I walked through colors and just started slapping the paint down for my own sanity's sake, they just made me happy. They made my mood change. They still didn't make me happy. They just made my mood change. And I just wanted to see if they were, if it was something about it. Look at that. See, it did. Brought up all the circles. That's fun. Let's see this side. And thankfully, my gel plate is a little clean. Remember up here. Oh, wait, I turned the plate around. That's what it was. This was top. Around the edges, the paint was dry. Look at that. Oh my goodness, is them colors not beautiful? So this metallic yellow gold, it's golden. It is golden. I love this yellow gold right here. I love it. All right, let's see, did we get anything with this? We did. We got a little bit. Just got a little bit added to it. Not a lot, but a little bit. It's okay. I had 2 Jack Russells. They both tore up their toys. They were in the small size too. People would say they acted like 80. I think little dogs do act like big dogs. Oh, and I took the dogs out earlier this morning, Y'all, why it was a dead squirrel in the meadow, and I was trying to figure out why Sienna Grace and Zara was getting ready to go at it, and Sienna Grace, like, all right, you can have it. And I went over there, it was a dead squirrel. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I had to get it across the fence out of the meadow and tell Mr. McCoy to come and pick it up. I like this, y'all. I like that. Now, okay, now this right here is not a done piece of paper. Not because we have white out here, but we have this big old void right here to me. And I would just want to kind of maybe glaze it with another color, or maybe just put it on a gel plate and pop something on it. I don't know. But right now it's saying it's not done. But look at these turned out. I know that goes. No, maybe it didn't. Can't do it that way. But we like it. We love it. And we're going to toss it up there so it can continue. So we got, oh, that one goes with that one. I love the way the blue moved to the purple. Yes, it did, didn't it? So that's how, when we're talking about protecting your piece with healthy boundaries, that's why this gel plate is my number one tool, along with watercoloring. Like I did at the beginning of the live, I did the watercoloring. Those are the things that save my sanity. Those are the things that I use to protect my peace. Those are the things that I literally use for healthy boundaries. So, and while I'm sometimes gel printing, I have to tell myself to follow through. I have to tell myself, hey, okay, that didn't work out the way you wanted. Forgive yourself. All right. You can't change it. Right. So sometimes life just is going to do what it's going to do. And I've learned to represent life in color. And that I talk to my gel plate and my watercolors, and then I tell them, tell them the truth. Don't lie to your suppliers, y'all. Don't, which in other words, don't lie to yourself. Because if you did a thing, it happened, you did it, okay, fine, my bad. Change behavior. And change behavior is what? Change behavior is not doing the same thing. Now watch, we're going to kiss this a little bit. Kiss it. Maybe. That's what Carrie calls it, kissing. I don't think that's enough color for me. I'm going to leave that alone right now. It's working, but it's not working. Okay, I got some more stencils. We got to get dirty. Oh, let's move you out of the way. Put you on this side. Oh, that's nice. Let's do a little bit more of that. Oh, yeah, I like that. Uh-huh. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got something going. Hold on. We're going to walk it out right here. Don't mix the colors up. Welcome to the dirty South. I'm here for it, Alicia. I'm here for it. All right, we got that. Now let's put a little kiss on it. Yes, there we go. Ooh, look it. Oh, that is very much so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Love it. That's going to be a beautiful background. All right, let's toss that. What else is over there can handle a little kissing? Let's see what this will do. And you won't know if you like a thing until you do a thing. Oh, yes. I feel like if Casey took a break and came in, he would be very happy about that. Because he loves the rustic look. This one looks a little vintagey. Uh-oh, sorry, I moved the desk too hard. Look at that. And the other thing that I also learned with playing with my paints is when they dry, it's not like you're covering up what's on there. When it dries, it kind of comes together. and really, really shows off its color. If that's a correct way to say it, I don't know. I just know I like it. All right, let's see what else we got over here. This is gear cogs, but these are the mask. So I'm gonna put those down, and then we can have Rhonda's Holy La La La, because this one is gonna be my inspiration kind of for cards. So we got orange on here. Let's put some violet oxide down. Breer that on a little bit. Then let's put a little bit of this, just a little bit right down the center. Just a little bit. There is a difference in the colors. Mix a little bit, not a lot. Don't want to mix them up. Or you can. Don't worry about it. Do what you, this your gel plate. Do what you want to do. Or whatever. It's my gel plate. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's my thing. Ow. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's Prussian. Let's put some over there. Bring some over here. Healing in color. Maybe that's a series I need to do. Healing in color. What is your healing color? I used to ask y'all, how did you feel? Like, what's your color for today? I haven't really asked that in a while. Healing in color. What does your color look like for healing? And being that all of these are making me happy, I don't know. All right, let's go and flop this one down because we need to get it dirty. Get it dirty. I don't think we need clean stencils, do you? I give them a bath when they need to be clean. All right. Oh, hold on, y'all. We got empty plates now. We can flop off. And I still got 4 plates I didn't even pull off of. Five. Oh, that's very much so beautiful. Look at that. What's a good color possibly to pull with this? I'm thinking about that yellow gold or gold in itself. That's going to be a background. All right, where are we at? Let's put some of those flowers on here. Didn't like that. Don't worry about it. We can change it up later. If you didn't like it, you don't like it, like Darcy says. Just put it over there. Pull it out later. Put some paint on it another time. It's not the end of the world. No clean stencils in the house. No clean stencils in the house. Now, I will tell you this here. You might have to have clean stencils every now and then, because once they get to the place where they're just like, yo, can't nothing else come in me. Can you give me a bath? Because the holes get closed, and you end up using a whole lot of paint. Ask me how I know. Ignore my typo on last sense. It's wholly not Holly. Yeah, but the link is correct. I'm quite sure. Is it Holly? Holy? Now I'm going to call it Holy. No, it's Holly. Yeah. Oh, I see what you. Oh, you put Holy. Got it. Yeah. So I said, wait a minute, because I still got my cheat sheets out. My cheat sheets is where my orders come in, y'all. I keep the information there. 'Cause unless it's Pop Dots or Mayhem, because I know them by heart. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh, mwah. What they say, bellissimo. That pulled up some of that pink. There we go. That's pretty. Okay, so I'm going to want some more around the here. Let's go back in with some more. What did I say? I said we were going to do some Prussian. Oh, and some gold. Bronze, maybe? I got bronze here. That was a lot of pink here. It's okay. It's just paint. It's just paint. It's just paper. It's just paint. So usually when I'm in the studio, y'all, when I'm not literally on live, this is usually what I'm doing. If I'm not outside on the lawnmower. And I mowed, since I mowed yesterday, there isn't anything I want to mow. Because when I sit out on my porch, the meadow is nice and pretty. It's pretty clean. Get some paint on you because I need you to pull up. I'm going to put some paper there so I can pull up. You got to put paint around the edges. If you don't, you'll have crusty edges. That's not going to be. We don't want crusty edges. All right, now we're going in here. There we go. Now those are done. Now let's pull this down. Pull some yellow in there. And a lot of what I'm using today is fluids. Usually I don't use a lot of fluids unless I'm doing a long haul or a McCoy mashup. That's the only way I usually use it. But I'm having fun. I've been having fun with them. All right, let's put this down. Put that down. And where's my card? Kind of gonna see. Put it on here. Yeah. No, let's put that down and brayer off on it. It didn't receive it. I'll be back in the light. Oh, in the live in a minute. I have to go get ready to take a bath. Did you do your homework too? Yeah, don't be in the bath trying to be in the live. We'll see you in a minute when you come back. There we go. Okay, now I want this on here. So let's see if I can pick up one of these. Let's see. Julie Parker, you fussy cutting? Oh my goodness. I have a Cricut and a Scanning Cut. I'm not mad at it, but it didn't give me what I want. You know, am I mad? No. Let's go right here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that. All right, let's put that over there. All right, so now we got some open spaces. So normally while I'm sitting here, usually I'm looking at a movie or something, you know, binge watching something, right? And so if I'm doing something that's usually, especially if it's a good movie, sometimes it catches my attention, right? And then I stop looking at the plate and then the paint dries. That's not a bad thing for me, I've discovered, because what it did for me was let me go back and put a lighter color here. Now, I'm going to come in with, oh, Cookie, close your eyes. We're coming in hot. Coming in real hot. Go grab some tea. Because it's our favorite. And if you're new here, Cookie Wookie doesn't do pink. She's been loving all of the blues and all the other colors, I'm quite sure. But it's okay. It'll be muted in. Sunshades down. See, it got cold. It got going in there a little bit. Let me make sure. Did it? Yeah, need a little bit more. This the infamous pink. This is the one that let me catch up with gel printing, and I got it. This is the color. Fluorescent pink at that. It was pink, orange, and black. There's a video for that. All right. Now what do we have? Let me look. Let me look. Hold on. Let me look. Hold on. I think we can go back. Brandy's mad, y'all. But she'll be all right because she didn't want to do what I told her to do. We're going to flip and flop this. Or just flop. There ain't no flipping going on. Yeah. Right there. I like these because they kind of remind me of gears. I think that's why I really like them. And I'm going to flop off on this, if it'll allow me to. And it did. Oh my goodness. Well, one good thing about it turned to purple. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so I'm looking at let's see. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I like that. Let's put some paper down. That might be dry up there, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to put some paper down. And do we have some of you? Let's see. You're going to pull up right there. Oh, yeah. And let's pull up right here. Trying to get some of these edges up. Might work, might not. I'm not worrying about the back because these are going to go on a card. These are going to be a card base. So it doesn't matter paint being on the back. So let's let that sit there for a little bit. Let's let that sit there for a little bit because that's some yummy stuff on the plate. It is. And then it's going to leave some stuff. So the good thing is it's going to leave some stuff. It's going to leave some stuff, right? So think about it. Remember, we were talking about today protecting your peace with healthy boundaries. Sometimes when you have boundaries, sometimes some stuff get left behind, right? And that's cool. We don't have a problem with that. It's long as we get to decide what's left behind and if we like what's left behind. That's the good thing. Because we got to let go of the need to be perfect. And I think for me, that's what my art has taught me. Is that up? Oh, that's what my art has kind of taught me. Especially learning watercolor, like self-taught watercolorists. It has taught me to not be perfect or not try to be perfect with, when I'm painting. So I keep looking at this one and I'm just like, I like it. Like these are almost like my flowers. Well, really it is. They're in the water right now. But that works out. Let's see. They had to go take a bath. All right. Let's see. Pull a little bit of that side up. See? All right, let's pull this one up. Let's see. Let me see how cold it is because I know I'm not waiting on it to dry, but I also have to let it dry. If it hits that in between time, Darcy calls it the hot spot or the sweet spot. And that means you're pulling the paper up and it's like it's already decided. You're going to have to let me dry, right? So usually when you get to that point, you have to leave it alone. Oh, we might be all right. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna leave that one on because I want that edge to see if it's gonna come on. Look at that. Look at that. See how that color can, oh, it's the sour spot. Okay, sour spot. Oh, see, there, that was a sour spot right there. It said you're gonna leave me alone. Let me dry. Right there. That was it. Right there. So I'll let that sit there. So I'm gonna let those two sit there. But look at that. Look at, so I use the Prussian blue and the hot pink, the metallic, the fluorescent pink, not metallic, fluorescent pink. So these two right here got together and did those. Now I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't played around with my paints. Okay, yes, if you go and do the color wheel and all of that, yeah, you can. But when I'm trying to get through some grief or trying to decide on how I want to navigate my life, the last thing that's probably going to be on my desk is the color wheel or the color cubes or anything that's going to tell me put these colors together, because at that point life is probably lifing and I just don't have time. So whatever I get, I'm going to make sure it turns out beautiful. So the only thing that I cared about in the colors that maybe most people would put together was, is it going to bring out something beautiful? And this did. Using the stencil, putting that stencil on there was a game changer. Okay, the day is muddy, blue, ugly, it's raining, it's snowing, it's whatever. What can you put on to make you feel fabulous? And then I put the stencil on. And that made it, changed it, the world of difference. Now right there, we'll put something else over there. Not worrying about, oh, we'll spray it. Not worrying about that right now. We ain't worrying about that right now. We just got another painted piece of paper that we're going to use. Now let's go visit this again from this side. Look at that. That was a lot right there, but I like it. I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. Oh, now let's see if we can get some of the edges off over here. A little bit more, but not a lot. So that'll be the next piece of paper. But see, my plate now is kind of clean. Now I'm going to start my base off like I did last time. I always, for whatever reason, start out with the Titan buff or a light, or this one happens to be Dune because, you know, I'm trying to use up my Lucas Creole colors because they had sat. And if you don't use them, y'all know they get functified. They get all stank on you. And I don't want them stank. I want to use them. There we go. Putting a lot of paint around the edges because why? I want to get my edges up. Now let's pull that down so we can get up there. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. That's probably why you hadn't been coming up. Now, this is, to me, this is a clean base. Yes, it's paint on the plate, but it's clean. It's a starting point. It's a new day. Some people in my life, I give them a brand new day. Every day you have another chance to get it right. In my version of get it right. Right? All right, there we go. Now from right here, you can take this and you can do whatever you want. But I'm going to take this stencil over here. And I'm gonna use my paint to kind of brayer off on the open spot. Now see Brandy mad. She mad because she got put in timeout. Now she in there making all that daggone noise. But she'll be alright. She gonna be alright. Okay. Clear. And let's go in. We got some phthalo blue. Ooh, that's a squirter. Gotta clean your nozzle. Clean your hose, y'all. Make sure your hose is clean. And there's squirt everywhere. I think I'm gonna get a bigger bottle of this. I like this. Tried the little ones out to see if I like them. Alright, let's go. Move it around a little bit. Move it around a little bit. Move it around. It don't have to go everywhere. Just go wherever. Be a little intuitive. Don't be planning it. Just a little bit. There we go. Chiquita! Did you jelly print last night finally? I did. I gotta run, y'all. See you tomorrow. See you later, Eddie. Thank you for hanging out. I'm feeling mighty fine, mighty fine. That's why because if I cut the live off, I'm still gonna be here. So y'all get to have a peek, take a peek. What's going on? You know what? Let's do something. Let's. I like the way these birds did on the other thing. Oh, I stamped it on wrong. And you too can be an artist. Now I'm gonna have to put that on. But I like the way that did though. There's no wrong. Nothing wrong. Let's put these birds and let them go. Because why? It's a sky. Oh, and then we're going to stamp them off over here on the paper. Oh, yes. Beautiful. And send them straight to the water. There we go. All right, let's see. Did I go all the way through? I think I did. I did. Oh, that's going to be yummy. Yo, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Let's see what else. Oh, hold on. We got some other things we can put in there. Let's see. Put that down there. Oh, these are by Rhonda too. Put those in the water. Let's see what else we got over here by me. Oh, let's put some words on here. This is my stamp, the Grace, inspiring words to help you navigate through your day. Just kind of pop that right there. Pop that right there. There we go. And then stamp it. Stamp it out. See? There we go. Oh, I need a big bucket because I'm using up some stamps today. Everybody ain't got enough room in my little trough. All right, let's go. Let's just make sure the paint gets off. They ain't got to soak. Just want to make sure the paint is not stuck on them. Now let's turn you over because you got paint on your butt. There we go. Okay, so now when this dries, I'm going to come back on top with some more color. Tucker and Tulips. I like that name. It's been a while. Trudy, how you doing? I remember Tucker and Tulips. I remember Tucker. Tucker. I like Tucker. I'm gonna let this dry. Like I'm really gonna let this dry. Not a whole lot, but we're gonna let it dry. We're gonna let it dry Karen style, a little bit, right? Because it's one of those seasons, and I'm feeling a little dry. Let it dry. Let's put some of that right there, and that'll take some of that paint. Yeah, didn't do what I wanted, but it's okay. Oh, my Tucker died July 3rd. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. What kind of dog was Tucker? I like Tucker. Look, I might have to name the next set of puppies I get. I might have to put Tucker in the queue. I like Tucker. Oh, we could have put some of this on there. Let's see, is it too late? Let's put some right there. Yeah, that's not too late, but I'll take a lot of my paint and put that right there. I guess you can say it's the opposite. Oh, that took all my paint. But that makes that gonna be extra beautiful. I need to leave it alone. Yupo likes to take and give. Tucker, almost 13. Oh, man. He was a namesake of my channel. Oh. Lauren, we have Lauren. Lauren is 14. And last year we had a scare with Lauren. But thanks to that daggum Maddie, Maddie said get her some, I can't pronounce the word, but we got her some, and she's been running up and down the fence line like we gave her a new life. So, which is another reason why I love my community. It's not only about art over here that we talk about. We talk about our animals, we talk about our children, we talk about our mamas, our daddies, our sisters, our brothers, our husbands. I only talk about my husbands when I go in y'all chat. My husband when I go in y'all chat. Because, get over here and he'll pop in and be like, wow, I know he's not going to pop in now because I saw him go out the door. He should be out there probably with the weed eater doing something. So it's community that I love. And the thing that happened during COVID happened, it's stuff like this that happened. A lot of people left COVID with newfound friends, newfound hobbies, newfound, like, they left jobs to do what they thought was a hobby and it turned into like career. I know a couple of chefs that they just did, painting did cooking as a side gig. And, when COVID happened, they were making more money than they were making during, like, before their jobs. And so afterwards, it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going back to deal with all that. And at the end of the day, you do what makes you happy, right? Protecting your peace with healthy boundaries. That's what we do. This plate is looking really, really yummy. Okay, I'm done waiting. Wait. I'm so sorry, my sweet baby Ginger passed away a couple of weeks ago. Alicia, you didn't tell us that. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Now, what was your Ginger? Ginger sounds like a cat, but I might be doing the wrong thing by assuming. That's what Pam, that Ginger Pam, the cat lady, got me thinking. Every time I hear Ginger, it's a ginger cat. I think people chose their passion. I agree. I definitely agree. I happened to be in a different place when COVID happened. So I wasn't one of them that changed. Oh, you know what, Alicia? I do remember you saying something about the Chihuahua. Now that you put Chihuahua, I remember. Because my grandma likes Chihuahua. Her Chihuahua, what was his name? I can't remember his name, but he died let's see, I've been here since 21. I want to say he died in 21. And then my mom lost her dog in 24, but then she quickly confiscated my daughter's dog. So it's like Sleepy died in 1 week, and then I went to Jacksonville and came back with Max. So she's happy. But I was raised with dogs. My mom, my dad, they've always had animals. So and now here we probably why it's no problem for Mr. McCoy to have McCoy Rotties because we have 10 Rottweilers here on the ranch. Speaking of one, she's making a lot of noise. I think she's learned a lesson. She's like, I want to come back in. She wants the toy. She got quiet now. She probably done jumped up in the bed. All right, let's go back in. We'll start with some orange. And my happy color is yellow. What are you working on, Karen? Listen, I'm working on, I have nothing specific in mind other than I'm gel printing or using acrylic on my gel plate. You know about gel printing? What is it? Gel printing, gel printing, because you're printing, taking something and taking it off the plate and putting it on paper. I like where it's going so far. We gotta have some shimmer. My honey did get me a new baby. His name is Jackson. Oh, nice. I like that name too. I named dogs real well. Y'all already know I named dogs real names. Brandy was just in here. Brandy, Lily Rose, we got Blake, Sienna Grace. Sienna got named after my favorite paint, Sienna. I love Sienna. That's pretty. This is how we end up with nice prints because you don't go in with anything. You don't go in with any expecting anything. You just slap the paint down. Now that center is a little wet, but we're gonna go over it gingerly. And so I'm using my 16 by 20 gel plate that allows me to just have loads of fun. This is gonna be fun, y'all. Now I feel like, oh, oh, okay, you can't right there. We need something else right there. Let's put a little bit of. Uh, go there, go there, right there, right there. Try to get these edges up. I'm gonna put paint on them. For sure, for sure. All right, let's go. I'm gonna pull this on my exam because I think this is gonna be marvelous. So let's use our exam paper. Let's float it. There we go. When you float it, sometimes it'll do its thing. All right, let's pull this down so we can get something on there. There we go. Let's make sure that goes down because we want all that. That might not pull all the way up. I might have to get some tape, but it's okay. All right. When your hands got all kinds of paint on it, that's when you know you've had fun. This is fun. This has made me so fear of missing out on the exam paper. You don't do Alicia, do you have some exam paper? Have you tried it? I got a tub full. It was a misunderstanding in ordering. All right, I'm a flipper for y'all. Oh, Oh my goodness, is that not beautiful? Look at that. Look at my bird. Look at. Oh, look at the Darcy stencil still on there. Everything around there. Look at some of that. I'm going to have to let this dry, I feel like, for a couple days. Look at the, oh, look at that. Oh, oh, this here makes my heart happy. Look at my stamp in there. Just, oh, just the only thing I would say is missing is some daggum circles, like some dots. But we can do that after it's done. After I pull it off, we can put, we can go back and use the pop dots, or I can, put some of these. Becky says these are pop dots on, um, she said pop dots went to sleep drunk and woke up like that. Something like that, she said. Thought it was real cute. But that's that. I'm going to let that one, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to let that dry. For real, for real. But that is yummy. All right, let's pick that up. The drying part is the hard part for me. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to let that dry. I'm going to try my best to let that dry. Isn't that pretty? We did black and bronze. So Eddie was doing black and white, and I did black and bronze. Look at that. And then this one, we did some bronze. And this is, I think, when Prussian blue kind of showed up and started showing out with the bronze. Ooh, cockapoo. Yeah, she's mad. Hold on. She only wants, so Brandy only wants the toy, but she can't tear up the puppy's toy. It's the puppy's toy. I love these. These are going to go in a journal. Look at that. And this one, oh yeah, so the this also has London is calling. It was on there first. I put that down first. So if you can see it in there, that is very, very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Boundaries, that is an interesting topic. Listen, go back and check it out. It was very, very interesting. I thought it was very good for me, myself, and I. You know what I mean? Hold on, I got a couple more plates so that I can have empty plates. But I was just having fun. If y'all can see the mess, like see back there, I'll take a picture and put it over in Makers. Oh, and if y'all are not in Makers, do go join Makers. Answer the questions. But usually I try to take a look at that. Try to take a picture of the mess that's on the other side. At least I don't have my ladder up and have my camera rigged so you don't have to see the light. We'll just cut the light off. Makers, there'll be a link coming right along, Trudy. Be a link coming along. So Makers is the Facebook group that goes along with PM Artist Studio, and it's where we share art. Like-minded people share art and get ideas. They have a lot of things over in Makers. There's a lot. There is a lot. There's challenges. There's swaps. Oh, it's a lot. So go over there, answer the questions so you can get get entered and then scroll through. Don't just add your art, scroll through, look at other people's art, learn things. That's what I learned. Eddie, who was just here, I don't know if you came, if Eddie left before you came in, but he has sometimes he has questions. So that's why that was another reason, y'all, I started having fun with the paints, because after Eddie was explaining, gave me that opaqueness thing, I wasn't so scared of messing up the paints anymore. So then I started playing around with them more based on the knowledge that I had learned. Y'all know me. Once I want to learn something, then I'll learn it. That's why I learned the color wheel, and then I threw it over there. It just didn't interest me. I felt like the color wheel was kind of handcuffing me. But the other thing is, when you want to do intentional things with paint, the color wheel is your jam. Most of the time, I don't want to do nothing intentional. I like to make a mess and then come back and be like, oh, did I do that? Like this right here was one of the things with the opaqueness. I wouldn't have done this. Like I would have probably messed it up. And then it'll been like, I would have wanted to do it one way. And when I didn't get what I wanted, then I would have been upset. So then I would have been disappointed in myself. So the best way for me to get off of that soapbox that I had put myself on, right, was to not have that kind of boundary on myself. See how we put boundaries on ourselves. And I want to be free. I want to be free. Look at this. You see, look, this one had Darcy in there. The magnolia is on there in the backdrop a little bit. But it's a hint of it because you wanted, the showstopper is the front. This is the one that you wanted to see. What was this stencil? What did I do? What was the stencil? Did you put this stencil up? Split Splash. That's it. Split Splash. Split Splash. I was taking a bath. Oh. This one, I'm going to stamp on top of this. As a matter of fact, let's see, where are we? Let's get our stamper and stamp her up. Stamp her up, because we can do that. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it with paint. I'm going to do it with ink. If I can find her. My originals. These are the originals. The other ones were the second ones, but these are the original ones. Because I ordered some up for when the kids came. All right. So let's get a 5x7. No, I'm not going to do it with paint. I'm going to do it. Let's use this color. Color really doesn't matter because I might end up thinking about it. Are we going to do it? I don't know. Let's see what it looks like, right? See what it looks like. Like a 6-year-old making art. No boundaries. I always have to. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Chi-Town in the house. What's up, Chi-Town? And if you want to be an aggressive stamper, gotta beat it. Beat it. Beat it. No one wants to be defeated. That one for you, Chi-Town. That wasn't juicy enough, because that's what Pete said. You gotta beat it. Yeah, how is school going? Let's put this one over here. And you can hear her saying, "What's up, Cookie Wookie?" Zal is back. Oh, she said, "I'm on my phone in the store." Okay. Yeah, Mr. McCoy's out there with the weed eater. And he be trying to keep up with me. So when I mow the yard, he be trying to keep up with the weed eating to make sure that it matches. Now he has tomorrow off, but we going to the grocery store tomorrow. I don't have all of my stuff in the house that I want. You know how you have food, but you don't have food. You don't have the snacks and all the things. That's what I mean. So I need to go to the commissary. We could probably go to the commissary. I don't know. I might wait till he go to work. Might wait till Friday and then go to the store by myself. Cause you know, sometimes going to the store with a man about like going to the store with little kids. They pick up all the unnecessary stuff. Chi-Town is butt dancing with the hello too. Don't forget that one, right? There's a video for that, y'all. All right. I like that, but I answered my question. I answered my question. I did. Because these are going to be turning the cards, and I can already see this being a nice fancy cards. Oh, you fancy, huh? And is. And is. And I'm doing my other cards, because I told y'all I pulled my scan and cut out. So I stamped my flowers on white paper, and then I cut them out with the scan and cut. Oh, they are beautiful. I had to do a little finagling because it wanted to cut places I didn't want it to cut. So I had to learn something new about my scan and cut, which is good, right? We all need to learn some new things. And if you don't like scan and cut, or if you don't like learning new things, I tell you now, don't get a scan and cut and don't get a Cricut, because you're going to have to learn to do the things. All right, let's put this back in here. Now, I'm not going to worry about this right here. I'm going to let it stay on there. I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to heat it up. Paula, you understand what I'm saying? Karen has a lot of colored embossing powder. Oh, Alicia, if you could see my drawer. I'm going to do a walkthrough of my studio, because now that I've gotten all my toolboxes in, I feel like I need to do a walkthrough of the studio. Let's get my heating tool warmed up. But yes, I have a drawer of embossing powders. I love embossing powders. I do. And I think my flowers look amazing when they're embossed. It's either they're going to be embossed or they're going to be watercolor. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I think we're ready. Hold on. Let's see. Yes. See how this was it was there. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to emboss it. It wants to stick on there. Oh, that is so pretty. Alicia, be prepared to cover her storage where she works. My studio is my workspace. I had to measure it off foot by foot. The IRS want to know, where you working at, girl? It's like on Easy Living Ranch. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at. And if you've never, ever, ever done what I'm doing right now, this is called embossing. It's one of the things that I learned at the beginning when I was trying to be a card maker. In the beginning, guys, not now, in the beginning. Um, I learned how to do this thing, and I fell in love with embossing. So that's why I had to have embossing powder in any color except for glitters. Now, I only have one little tube of embossing, and I think that's because I got that for free. Y'all know if it's free, it's for me. And this is a heating tool. You can't hold it on the paper for long because it will catch on fire. But you can tell the difference when it's all embossed. All right, Mariah, see you later. All right, let's get our little gadget because we got this stuff. This is exactly what I got it for my embossing powder. Because when you emboss, embossing powder is about like glitter. It hangs around. There we go. Check this out. We didn't even plan on this. This was just a happy mistake. We don't have mistakes, so it's not a happy mistake, but I think I need to do some more. Yeah. You can tell when it's not embossed. All right, there we go. So you see the difference in the flowers? That is so pretty. And so this right here, I can take this right here and put it in a journal. Take this and put it in a journal. But we'd have to do something to the backs. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Let's stamp off on the back. Whatever we do, it'll probably be paint on the back, but at least we'll have the stamp clean. There we go. It's pretty sticky. Let's put you in the water. No, because I might need you again. But there's that. All right. See, I want to pull that plate out and pull that paper up, but I know it's not going to be dry. I'm not even going to peek. See you later, Pinka. I'm finna get off of here because I just realized it's after 6 o'clock. I'm going to pull this one and I'm going to get going. Look at that. Because I don't have any, well, I got plenty of plates, but we're done. Because I could keep going, but I'm not. I don't want to just keep having all this yumminess on my desk. So this will be the last one, guys, so you can hang out a little bit. And plus, he weed eating, and that really annoys me. You know, Mariah was talking about on the live there's the other day, the things that annoy us. We're talking about wind chimes and people chewing, and usually empath. You got keen hearing. You can hear all that stuff. Mr. McCoy can be in the living room eating a bowl of cereal. I could be here in my studio and I can hear him chewing. That's how loud I say he chews. It's like I have never seen nobody chew every kernel, all of the cereal, everyone. So that's what we were over at Pierre Marsh talking about stuff that just kind of, And him working outside while I'm live it annoys me. Y'all probably don't hear it because of the noise cancellation. And I learned how good my noise cancellation is when Crystal was here because she was singing and she was in the background and y'all couldn't hear her. Like I had to cut it off. So if I cut it off now, cut the noise cancellation off now, you'll hear him because he's literally right outside the window weed eating. And in my mind, it's just like, can you go in the front or go somewhere else until I'm done? But he probably thinks I am done. Because why? It's after 5 o'clock. So can't blame him. Again, remember, when you have those boundaries, you have to understand there are things that you set for your boundaries. So don't feel guilty because you feel bad about the thing, right? So let me say this one thing. I want to say this thing to a woman who may feel guilty. If you spent your whole life really, right, thinking about making sure everybody else in your life was okay. This season may feel strange because you're asking people, you're not asking people what do you need, you're asking people what do I need? What keeps me well? What is a healthy boundary for me? What is draining me, right? And maybe somebody has called you selfish. It's okay. Maybe somebody has said, "Oh, you're changing. You're changed." Yes, they have. And that's a sign that you're doing what you need to do. Maybe you are finally learning that your emotional wellness matters to you. Maybe you're just learning that love does not require self neglect. Maybe you're even learning that peace is not something you wait for. Peace is something you participate in creating. I participated in creating this. And sometimes creating peace requires courage. Look at the pink flowers. See, I stamped my flowers with paint on this one. So I want y'all to really, 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 really think about that. I want to leave you with this today. Your peace is precious. My peace is precious. Stop treating your peace like it's disposable, because it's not. Stop giving everybody unrestricted access to your time, your emotions, your energy, and your attention. Everybody does not need access to every part of you. And you do not have to wait until you are exhausted, angry, resentful, and completely depleted before you finally say, enough. You can choose peace before you break down. Trust me, y'all. I told you, I refuse to burn out. I choose me. So therefore, I choose boundaries before resentment. All right, guys, I'm going to see you later. I will see you, those that hang out over there at PMR Studio, I'll see you possibly tomorrow, depending. Tomorrow's 3 o'clock. Yeah, I should be done my grocery shopping by then. All right, guys, it's been fun hanging out. And remember, protecting your peace with healthy boundaries is good. It's okay. It's a great thing. You can choose yourself without rejecting everybody else. See you later. Bye.